good, IE Sports Radio fans? It's your boys, the tag team champions of IE Sports Radio. It's your boy, the SoCal Saint, back at it again with his tag team partner, the Crescent City Savage, live in the house. And man, we got a show for you today. It's the WrestleMania recap right here of IE Wrestling Show. That's right. Last week was the big WrestleMania preview we did for y'all. And now we are back with the WrestleMania recap edition of our show. What a big weekend for wrestling. The Indies had a great weekend. NXT had a great weekend. WWE had a great weekend. And man, all that capped off with an awesome Raw after Mania, which we'll try to get into as well. And we're still rolling. We still got this coming weekend TNA Rebellion premium live events and the SmackDown after Mania live tomorrow in my backyard, Fort Worth, Texas. Man, it's gonna be live and lit, and we're gonna be joined here shortly by guest host, one of the hosts of the newest shows here on IE Sports Radio, the Beantown Sports Pound himself. PMA Dog will be live in attendance with us right here on the IE Wrestling Show. And he's going to be talking about his experience being at WrestleMania live. So that's awesome that we'll actually have someone who's actually live at Allegiant Stadium for both nights of WrestleMania in Las Vegas. We're going to talk to him here shortly. Just real quick, how you doing, T5?
What's happening, man? I'm doing great, man. Doing fabulous. Shout out to New Orleans, because they was loud and proud. And Master P, man, they was loud and proud last night for
I did see Master P was on fucking Dynamite. What? Shout out to Master P, man. He's bringing. I forgot to tell you, man. The House of Glory is actually going to be coming down to my part of town for All In weekend.
That's what's up.
Yeah, House of Glory is going to do a little show in conjunction with the local indie fed out here, DFW All Pro Wrestling Academy, and they're going to be putting on a co-branded little event during that weekend. I think I might try to go to that. Yeah,
man. I hear House of Glory be cooking, man.
Yeah, that's another reason why I want to go. Yeah, for sure. You know, so. But shit, real quick, I know before we get into everything, let's go ahead and get everything out the way. You know, we want to make sure everybody is accommodated as such and whatnot. But keep us on your minds. Follow us officially at IE Wrestling Show on X, Blue Sky, and TikTok. Hit those likes. Hit that subscribe button. You know, do the thing. Do my co-host a favor, and please follow him at his two profiles on X, who is T Fizzle, and at Crescent City _IE, which is the official show page for his show right here on IE Sports Radio, his other show, besides this one, the Crescent City Connection, where he talks all things Louisiana sports, from the Pelicans to the LSU Tigers to the New Orleans Saints. Who dat, baby? That's right. If you want to get everything Louisiana sports, T5 is your man. The Crescent City Savage has got you, all right? Make sure you check out his show. When is it on again? Tell him, bro.
High noons on Saturdays, except for this one. We're going to be on an hour early, 11 Central, but usually high noon Saturdays. Holla at your boy. I got you covered.
Cool. That's what's up, man. And we'll get show some love, y'all, to our official sponsors. Of course, I know we still haven't. Do we have? I'm looking for the ad here. I don't see it here. Wow, maybe we don't have that anymore. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. Sorry, guys. But for me, it's a little sponsorship I got for the show here to try and put money back into IE Sports Radio and to the show. And scrolling down below, check it out. I'll put it again later on in the show before we dip out. Excuse me, but please, it is Autism Awareness Month. It is the month of April still. We have a few days left in this month. Check it out. Go to mydailybloom.com. That's mydailybloom.com /pages/my-shop. Click that link below that you see scrolling down below. Look for the page called the IE Wrestling Show for Autism. I am an autism father, My son is autistic. He's on the spectrum. He's nonverbal. But man, that boy is my entire world to me and his mother. We love him very much, and we want to do what we can to support the autism community. I also have a nephew that's on the spectrum as well. I know some friends that are on the higher functioning side of the spectrum as well. So if you can show a little love, if you want to buy some educational material that's on the site, they have awesome T-shirts as well for parents, for grandparents, for aunts and uncles. They have mugs, all sorts of stuff. You can click that link below. Go through my shop, the IE Wrestling Show for Autism. Use the promo code IEWSA, and you get 15% off at checkout. So it's not. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not, asking y'all to make a purchase that you can't afford. But if you have the funds, if you got a little extra in your paycheck this month or this past 2 weeks, and you want to help out the cause, it's a good cause to help out. I really would appreciate it, guys. And let's hear from our official sponsors here in just a moment. And then when we return, we will introduce our special guest for today, our live correspondent that was there on site at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas, the host of the Beantown Sports Pound, BMA Dog. We'll be back with him in just a moment. Let's give a shout out to the official sponsors here of IE Sports Radio, and then we will get right into it, guys. We'll be right back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at @SealTheDeal_wax_stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the iSports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
Yo, we are back live on the IE Wrestling Show. It's your boy, the SoCal Saint, along with the Crescent City Savage. And real quick, before we introduce our special guest host, I wanted to get into our special little segment that we just recently introduced to the show, but we didn't get a chance to talk about last week because we ran out of time. The Saintly Savage Pop Culture Minute. You know, we tried to broaden our audience here a little bit, trying to get a little more eyes on the product, so to speak. So we're talking things that we love, me and T5 right here, talking about pop culture. And one thing we wanted to talk about that premiered last Tuesday night. If you didn't see it, we gave y'all a week. So this is your only spoiler warning that you're getting right now, okay? So fast forward the show, mute it, whatever you got to do. We're not apologizing for any spoilers right now because it's been over a week. You had time, all right? You had more than enough time to watch this. Daredevil Born Again Season 1 finale, man. What did you think, man?
Whoo, bro. Hey, if y'all haven't seen it, it's your business. Like we like to say back home, it's your business, bro. Because I'm about to tell it all. Boy. Frank Castle. Get that boy his own. We need another Punisher show.
I know. I think people are going to be
Disney
asking
Plus. Disney Plus, make it happen.
I think after he gets his special, you know, they announced that he's getting a special, kind of like Werewolf by Night. I think the demand for another Punisher show is going to even go higher after that, and he's sticking around. He's going to be a major player for season 2 as well. Because I've seen set photos where Frank is on set, so this isn't the last time we've seen the Punisher. Obviously, if you saw the episode, the little tag at the end of it, we saw Punisher escaping the only way he knows how. So I thought that was great.
Man, bro, come on, man. I know you wasn't that big of a Punisher simp that you gonna stick your hand in there and shake his hand.
That's what I'm saying. Come on, man. I thought on a big overview, just to narrow it down real quick. I know we really got to get into WrestleMania and NXT here in a bit, but just a quick overview. The season, I thought as a whole was very strong, man. It was a nice return to form. It definitely brought back the feelings I had from the Netflix shows era. To me, it really felt like a continuation and not like a reboot. You know what I mean? it did introduce some more characters and just more storylines of the MCU, I guess, in a way. Like I know we didn't get any more superheroes than what we've already been introduced to in this this Daredevil world itself, but we did get, unfortunately, you know, rest in peace to the actor. I don't have his name at the moment, so I apologize. The actor that played White Tiger, he did actually pass away during the filming.
Kamar Reyes.
Yeah, Kamar Reyes. Yeah, but he was great.
I used to watch him on One Life to Live, bro. Mama soap operas, bro.
He was great.
That's how I know him.
He was fantastic as White Tiger, man. So, but they definitely left the door open for his niece, who in the comic books takes on the mantle of White Tiger. So they kind of really
good too, bro.
Yeah, she was great too. And then Muse, the introduction of Muse was really cool. I enjoyed that little bit of the show. Of course, the main overview of the show is Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio doing his thing, being the fucking awesome Kingpin that he is. Fantastic in that role, perfectly casted. Going up against Charlie Cox, who is Matt Murdock, man. I don't think they casted a better superhero in terms of Marvel characters since, dare I say, Robert Downey Jr. during his turn as Iron Man, because I think Charlie Cox embodies Matt Murdock.
Yes.
To the T, man. He's fantastic. The conflict of him being this, this righteous superhero, on top of him trying to fight for the little guy, being a lawyer. Only Matt Murdock, the characterization of Matt Murdock, can be a defense lawyer by day and a vigilante by night, and have that conflict of being, of whether he's crossing the line or not, and the whole. And it was Frank Miller during his turn writing for Daredevil way back in the 80s, early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, where he said, like, oh, I'm the person that made Matt Murdock a Catholic, and he wanted to bring that the quote unquote Catholic guilt as a part of that character arc for him, and it's worked really well. It's always been a huge part of his character arc since then. Like, no writer has strayed from that since Frank Miller took that creative direction, and it's been a staple for Matt. You know what I mean? And Daredevil comics since then.
Yeah, because you seen in that one scene, he was remembering Foggy, and he was praying. And because, like, dude, like, the whole conflict through the first half of the season was he didn't want to go back to being Daredevil. Like, after he threw Bullseye off the roof after Foggy died, he didn't want to be Daredevil no more. And Kingpin even checked him. They checked each other really in the diner. He was like, hey, if you're going back to being Kingpin, I'm coming for you. He said, if you go back to being a vigilante, being Daredevil, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
And Kingpin made good on that promise.
He did.
Made good on it.
Very much so. Yes, he did.
Dogs after him.
Yep. It was everything I wanted out of it. It left us wanting more, which is why we're getting the second season. So, man, like, very well. And I don't know. I may be the minority in this, but shout out to host of the Yinzer Report, Ralph Khalees is in the chat. That's what he said.
Ralphie boy.
Ali was incredible. The Punisher, man, he's the new hero in my eyes on that show. And he said the Accountant 2 comes out this weekend. He's going to see it with John Bernthal and
that's wild too, bro.
Yeah, no. And he said, amazing cast, SoCal. You nailed that on the head. Thank you. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. When I was talking about Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio.
Kingpin, bro.
I don't know. What I say was, I don't know what's more vicious. The season 1 scene where he decapitated the man with the car door, or when he squished this man's head like a melon.
With his bare hands, bro.
Oh man,
bro.
I think that was more vicious.
Not only him, but old boy, did he have locked up? Vanessa side.
Yeah, Vanessa side piece. Yeah,
side piece. He gave this dude an axe and told this dude he can peace out if he can get past him. I was like, bro, that axe ain't gonna do crap, bro.
No,
that axe ain't gonna do nothing but piss him off, bro.
Exactly.
Kingpin, you ain't right. This dude had this man locked up. eating SpaghettiOs
Yeah.
and raviolis, getting his grub on while this dude sat there and watched for months, bro.
Man,
You ain't right. You ain't crack, bro.
I think him squishing the commissioner's head with his bare hands is way worse than the car door because that was his own brute strength.
Bare hands, bro.
Yeah.
Bare ass hands.
Yeah.
Hell no. Woo,
insane.
Boy.
And just the possibilities of what could happen in season 2 has got my head in my like this, because Daredevil said to Karen, like we need an army. And so it makes me wonder, like, are we getting the Defenders back, man?
Defenders!
Are we about to see Jessica Jones come back? Are we about to see
Luke Cage?
Are we about to see Iron Fist? Like, who are we gonna see, man? I'm all for it. Disney Plus, Marvel, Kevin Feige.
Snapping.
I tip my imaginary hat to you. Well done.
Hat on,
well done. Well done. Season 1 of Daredevil again. Definitely want to be. Definitely one of the better Marvel Studios television adaptations we've gotten in a very long time. So I was super pleased with it.
Bro, like so many parts in this show had me like you're waiting for the action and stuff. Yeah, the action is great, but like the acting and stuff, so many parts that had me in my feelings, bro.
Yeah.
Like when Foggy died at the beginning, none of us expected that.
No.
And he's sitting there fighting. He fighting with
Bullseye
the whole time.
Yeah.
You can hear Foggy fighting for his life, taking his last
breath. I loved how they did that.
Oh.
Yeah. I love how they did that. Any
White Tiger? Bro, White Tiger getting capped at the end right when he left out, he got his freedom, he get capped.
Yeah.
The next season, not season, the next episode where his niece and Matt, the exchange between him and Matt Murdock, bro, I was all in my feelings, bro, for that little girl.
Oh, I know, man.
Uncle, I got a gang of nieces, dog. So I pictured myself as White Tiger, and one of my nieces going to Matt Murdock, like, yeah, that's my uncle, blah blah blah. I want to see him. I was like, bro, I was no good, bro. No good.
That was rough, man. And I think one of the best scenes that stood out for me is the first time we see Frank when he's got the long hair and the beard, and his little like cave, little whatever where he's staying.
His little duck off shelter.
Yeah, and him and Matt have that really powerful exchange about Foggy, and he brings up he talks about hearing his little boy's voice, like, go get him, like, oh,
go get him, Daddy, go get him.
Dog. That broke me, because I would be like, Frank, man, I'm sorry. Like, I know I would like to think I would be a more level-headed hero if if this was like a real life situation and I was in Matt's shoes. I would be like, I can't cross that line. But another part of me thinks it would be too easy to just turn to be the Punisher, especially if God forbid, something happened to my family. I would just lose my mind. I would be like Frank, man. I'd be held up in some little bunker, just fucking toiling array, making different weapons, and just going out after anybody who breaks the law.
Bro, that's what Frank told the fake Punishers and during the finale. He said, "Oh, you think you can understand me? You think we know what I've been through? You think you know, bro?"
It was intense too. John Barenthal was so fantastic. Yeah,
I grew up a Punisher fan.
Yeah, man, same here.
I seen the different iterations. Dolph Lundgren, old boy Thomas Jane. I seen the different iterations, bruh. No offense to Dolph Lundgren, because that was the OG for me.
But Bernthal nails it.
John Bernthal, he killed it, bruh.
Another great casting choice too, man. Like, he is the Punisher.
Chef's kiss.
Yes,
100%, bruh.
For sure. Kevin Feige is like Shawn Michaels in NXT. He's cooking. He's cooking, man.
Cooking like a
it all comes back to wrestling. I turned it back around. Oh, man. Well, shit, let's get right into it, man. I think we nailed it with that little Saintly Savage pop culture minute, so thank y'all for indulging us with that. And right now, we are going to introduce the host of the Beantown Sports Town. Welcome to the show. He is BMA Dog. What is good, brother? How are you, man? Where is he? There he is. There he is. Oh, there he is.
Woo!
Yeah. What's going
My
on,
first ever IE Sports Radio guest appearance outside the Beantown Sports Bar. And what a banger we got. Recapping, I was there in Vegas. WrestleMania, the showcase of the Immortals.
That's right. And yes, this BMA Dog was live in attendance at WrestleMania's nights 1 and 2. That's awesome. I would love to hear your experience, man. If you want to just cap off a little bit how your weekend was. I saw that you met Miss Charlotte Flair, man.
Yeah.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah, and
really
she actually
amazing.
liked the picture, man. Like I saw she left a comment.
Yeah.
So cool, man. Yeah.
Very cool. She
How was that,
really
man?
good to all her fans. She doesn't deserve all the hate she gets. And like it's just people on the internet, Charlotte Flair, no Charlotte Flair, they can be pretty brutal sometimes, man. Like the product's been really good right now in the past 2 years, especially since Vince stepped down and Triple H stepped up. Like the product, is everything perfect like the Attitude Era? No. It doesn't have to be, but like people are just so negative on social media. It's bad and it's hilarious at the same time how they thought this Mania was bad. I was there. I asked everyone after the show what they thought of this Mania. They all said it was pretty good. So I don't know. Maybe it didn't help that it was on Easter. People had to deal with their family members before watching Mania or late watching the show, maybe.
Possibly. I mean, I trust. There's been way worse manias that I've witnessed.
Exactly.
WrestleMania 27 comes to mind. That's
the one in Georgia with.
That's the one. Yeah.
The Miz was.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one that stands out to me as probably one of the worst WrestleManias. The first WrestleMania in Dallas, WrestleMania 32. That one stands out to me as
everyone was injured on that Mania, I believe.
What else? Hell, the first Vegas WrestleMania 9 is garbage. Like
Hogan's like, I'm not leaving yet.
Oh, that shit is infamous, bro.
It's infamous garbage.
Yeah.
Yo, let's do it. Since all three of us are on live right now, let's give a shout out to the boy from the Yinzer Report, Ralph Calise. He wants a yeet. So let's do it one more time for him. Yeet! 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 Right, yeah. Yeah, he's shout out Jey Uso is the man, yeet, and he claims we're the best wrestling podcast around, which I appreciate that. I thank you for the sentiment, sir.
I am about to disagree with you.
Yeet. That's right. Oh man, so let's start off talking about. Did anybody catch the Hall of Fame? I forgot to mention that. Did anybody watch the Hall of Fame?
Nah, man. I seen bits and pieces of it and stuff.
But I watched the Triple H segment and obviously the Bret Hart Stone Cold ones.
Yeah, I love the statue that Bret and Austin did. And that was cool that CM Punk got to be the one that inducted their match into the Hall of Fame.
That happened in Chicago, I believe, that famous.
Yeah, it was in Chicago, WrestleMania 13, and Punk is a huge fan of both Steve and Bret. You know, like he talks about it all the time, how much he loves them and how much of an inspiration they have been to his career.
Speaking of those two, I met both of them. I'm about to post on social media after. I just haven't had the chance. I've been working on my show yesterday, and then after this, I'll post. I met Bret at WrestleCon. I did post my.
Oh, nice!
That's what's up.
How was Bret, man?
Bret was awesome. Happy to be there. Like he did pro photos first. There was a huge ass line for him at WrestleCon. Even though I didn't meet them, Ric Flair and the Hardys had big ass lines.
I can believe that.
Yeah, I can believe that too. Yeah, man, I would love to meet Bret and get him to sign something and just have him write like.
Guy loves his fans. His
Goldberg.
vendor even cut me a deal because I bought this program at the Superstore.
Oh, nice!
And it has the main card and the Hall of Fame. And if you look to the Hall of Fame, I added an extra. I got him to sign this too.
Oh, that's awesome, man!
He does a sick ass autograph with the paint pen.
That's cool. Hell yeah, man! That's so cool, man.
Yeah, I had to take advantage, and the guy's like, I don't have enough change, so instead of online, his extra autos was 60. There he said 50. He didn't have enough change, so he only charged me 30 for an extra Bret Hart auto to get this signed.
Oh, nice. That's
I'm
cool.
like, really? But I have to pay $60 for Alpha Academy if I want to meet them at World?
Wow.
That makes no sense to me, but
Yeah, I mean, I heard about some of the prices for a lot of things. Did
yeah.
anybody did y'all see that little clip that somebody shared online of this family ran into Randy Orton at one of the hotels in
Oh,
Vegas?
I just saw that clip before we went on the air.
What happened?
They ran into Randy, and I guess he took a picture with their daughter, and then like they were telling him how this is like their first like time coming to Mania, and he asked them where they were sitting, and they said like lower bowl, and then I guess he got curious and asked how much the tickets were, and they said it was like 400 or some crazy number, and he's just like, what, and then she's like, yeah, like, and then she started naming off how much ticket prices were for like the floor and all that, and he's like, that's embarrassing.
Brutal.
That's entirely way too much for a ticket.
Brutal.
They got him,
Yeah, bro.
which is true. It's true, but I heard a lot of people were able to get some last minute tickets, the weekend of WrestleMania because they still hadn't sold them all, and so the prices dropped significantly. They were still crazy expensive, but it wasn't like when they first went on sale. You know what I mean?
It's like me and my friends. One of my friends bought night 1. I bought night 2. I used PayPal. I bought my night 2 seats, 100 section, for around $500 or so. But here's the thing: those seats a month before were over 1,000. So
Holy crap,
Dang.
that's crazy.
So you either should get them at pre-sale a day they go on sale, or wait a few months longer.
That's how it was for this show tomorrow that me and my dad are going to, the SmackDown After Mania, because they were pretty high, and then they kind of went up again whenever they announced that Cena was going to be there. But then I waited till last Friday to buy them, and the tickets that I was kind of like hovering around, they had dropped about $60-$80. So I mean, so it was a nice little discount from what it originally was like a month ago. You know what I mean? So
I'm gonna test
I'm
that
not
out when
complaining.
SmackDown comes to Boston. It's after SummerSlam, middle of August.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not gonna kill myself to get tickets, especially if I want to try to go to Mania next year and Cena's potential last show in December. I'm not gonna care if I go or not. I probably will go, but I'm gonna wait to test it out, see how it works.
Right.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna try to do that last minute thing with the Mania tickets, bro, because that don't sit right with my soul, bro.
Oh,
As
no.
much as I want to go, that don't sit right with my soul.
Especially if you
want to
go to World of WrestleCon too,
Yeah, see,
like I definitely want to go to WrestleCon.
Yeah, man. I would love to, trust me, I would love to meet current, WWE superstars and whatnot, but I would probably more be inclined to go to WrestleCon to meet like the wrestlers I grew up with, because a lot of them usually go to WrestleCon, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I heard
you read off that list last week.
Yeah,
like,
man,
bro,
there was so many.
Me.
Yeah,
like, that's for me, bro.
Exactly. I I seen something that said, Lex Luger was missing from the Hall of Fame little thing that they did at Mania, and somebody said that Luger didn't show up to WrestleMania because he was getting paid more to be at WrestleCon.
Wow.
But I've been hearing stories that used to way before the pandemic, Shawn Michaels did WrestleCon every year, VIP or whatever, and since he runs NXT, he doesn't do it. And some of these legends that appear in World that never appeared on Access when it was Access, I've sat next to a guy who worked as a vendor in WrestleCon at Raw. He told me one of his friends had Powerhouse Hobbs as it, that some legends were getting paid to skip WrestleCon altogether, take less days from WrestleCon, because who knows if it will exist 5 years from now. It's run by High Spots. I hope so, for like the non-WWE talent, like but Tony Khan doesn't let AEW guys besides Britt Baker, who knows if she's on the roster, go to WrestleCon anymore.
I thought Tony Storm was supposed to be there, because I think they said
she was there.
She was there?
Yeah, Mariah May. I met Mariah May.
Oh, nice. How was that?
She was great. I said, obviously, I wouldn't bring up stuff like mention AEW or WWE. I'm like, I wish you well, whatever you do. She's like, I'm just on vacation.
Okay. That's a nice way to put it. She kept it to close to the chest.
Yeah. And I didn't say like the names of the promotions or anything.
Right. That's cool, man.
I want to grab her because in case she goes to WWE and she's at World, she'll be a lot more pricey as a photo op. So
for sure. But But that's really cool, man. That's one thing I haven't done yet. I've been to a lot of different conventions. Like me and my wife love to go to like this horror convention every year, which we were getting tickets this weekend for that because it's coming up in the month of May. And then Comic-Con I've been to multiple times. I've been to an anime convention recently, but I've never had a chance to go to WrestleCon, and it's been out here for WrestleMania twice, and I never
gotta do it.
Yeah, next time they're in the area, anywhere close, I gotta go. Or if I'm able to
besides the names of like a Bret Hart, or he doesn't do it, or if someone like a Hulk Hogan does it, a lot of these 80s and 90s guys don't have a lot of lines.
Really? Okay.
Unless like Big Show had a huge line at WrestleCon, the Hardys, Ric Flair.
Of course, like the really big stars, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, like a lot of them are all huge stars because, man, that's what we grew up watching, man. Like from the opening match to the last match, like, you know what I'm saying, right, T5? You know, like all of them kind of, you know. I would flip out if I saw La Parka, you know?
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Love La Parka, my dude, bro. When you said Super Crazy was going to be there and Hooven too, I said, bro, all we need is psychosis, and we got the Mexicools.
Yeah.
Give me a pick.
Then you had Stan Man staying in the middle of the convention with a kendo stick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh, man. So that's all, man. It sounds like you had a great time, man, this weekend, man. Yeah. I'm so happy for you, man.
We'll talk a little more about my tips and advice for planning a trip a little later, but we'll get into NXT and then the Mania Night 1 and 2. And I can't wait to show you guys some cool stuff. And now on to NXT.
That's right, yeah. NXT Stand and Deliver was this past Saturday. It was an early show.
That's why I didn't go. I was at World waiting. I'll talk about that a little later, but
yeah, the guys and gals I heard were kind of like whatever about. I don't know how true that was, but apparently there was a rumor going around that they weren't too happy that call time was like 5 a.m. or something like that.
No, none of them was. But, that's facts. That's true, bro.
And the show started around noon, something like that.
Noon Eastern time, 9 a.m. their time.
Okay, so if it was advertising. It was about 11 o'clock our time then.
Yeah. I can tell they were advertising it. I was in the MGM area for an 8:30 get-in time for Stand and Deliver when they rotated between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
Right.
Advertisements.
But, yeah, it was a great show, man, from top to bottom, man. I enjoyed it. I love the fact that it's early that way. You know what I mean? I love it gets you pumped for Mania. You know, it's a nice little warm up, you know, it's almost like tailgating before a football game. But
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Plenty of times. And like the thing is about NXT is if Mania was one night and NXT was a Saturday, I would have definitely gone to it. But
for sure, yeah. That's the problem that they run into. But you know, that's just and it's not only just that. There's always the little indie shows throughout the entire weekend too. So it's like, man, where do you like? You got to manage your time. I don't think
there was as many this year besides like GCW and the Collective.
Yeah.
Because Vegas is pretty expensive to run, I believe.
That makes sense.
They usually have like a bunch more shows. They usually have like who else? They have one company out of Atlanta, Black Wrestling Company out of Atlanta. They usually have Ring of Honor. They usually have TNA usually does one in conjunction.
Well, yeah, they had Unbreakable
one, I think, the Thursday.
Yeah, they had Unbreakable the same day as the Bloodsport.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bloodsport. GCW usually does a solo show separate from Bloodsport.
There's this indie lucha collective that actually does a lot of shows out here in Fort Worth called Martinez Entertainment or something like that.
Yeah,
I heard they put on a lucha show out in Vegas. That WrestleMania weekend, but I forgot where they did it. It was they announced. I saw it online, but I can't remember. But yeah, so that was probably the only other thing that I knew about that was going on this weekend.
I remember they had like a kaiju wrestling show in New Orleans one time, man.
Got what? People dressed up like Godzilla and shit.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Because I was reading down a list of all the wrestling shows they had on the internet for Mania that year, and I was like, "What the hell?" And they had the times and stuff. I was like, "That shit is like 12 a.m." It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
bro,
I'm not
it's
gonna
like
go watch wrestling at
midnight and stuff. I'm like, bro, and it was
Joey
like back to
Janela
back.
did his
It was
did
back
his
to back with another
spring
show,
break
and I was like,
usually.
dang, bro.
Oh man. So NXT Stand and Deliver was live. Depending on what part of the country you're watching it, Saturday morning or early Saturday afternoon, from the T-Mobile Arena in Paradise, Nevada, and it kicked off rather well and stayed very consistent. The first match out the gate was the pre-show match for the number one contendership to the women's WWE Women's Tag Team titles. Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley. Oh God. Defeated Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez, Fatal Influence, and the Meta-4, Lash Legend and Jakari Jackson to become the number one contenders to the Women's Tag Team Championship. They actually got their title match this past Tuesday and were unsuccessful in dethroning the now 4-time, more on that later, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez champions. But man, I think they'll get another shot again. I like this little setup between Shotzi, Tatum, and Gigi. My wife was surprisingly watching NXT with me. It was me, my son. It was like the dream. I was living the dream, man. My son, my wife, and me all watching wrestling. It was like I couldn't have been more happy. I was a proud father and husband that day. But it only was because my wife happened to be getting ready to go to her father's house to her parents' house for a party. And she didn't want to get ready in the bedroom, so she got ready in the living room and had to watch it with me. But that's beside the point. That's beside the point. She was watching it, and they did a little backstage segment after the match with Dolan and Tatum and Shotzi. And April, my wife, goes, "They look like the Powerpuff Girls, just all tatted up." I was like, "I like that."
Sugar spice and everything nice.
Yeah, I was like, "I like that."
Does have the Blossom look.
She says April's like, "I like that one with the green hair. I like her tattoos." I was like, "Oh yeah, that's Shotzi." So that was a little funny little tidbit my wife threw out there. And I was like, I never thought about that, but yeah, they kind of do look like the Powerpuff Girls. And then we kicked off the official after the pre-show was over. The official show technically started with the NXT North American title match. Ricky Saints successfully defending his title against all ego Ethan Page.
Two former AEW guys colliding.
Yeah, great match out of the gate, man. What'd you think of our boy from New Orleans, man? T5, what'd you think?
Man, bro, that dude is 100% star. Try to tell folks, y'all be sleeping on him.
He ain't no
ready for this dude. Bro, I don't know what else to say, man. Him and Ethan Page, bro. I could watch that all day. Just like they fire on the mic, bro.
For sure, man.
They just as fire in the ring.
Yeah, they definitely set the pace for that night.
Underrated, like you said, they set the pace for the rest of the show, man.
Yeah,
they're like, hey, go ahead and beat that.
Man, Ricky, you could see on his face how happy he was to be there, man.
Absolutely.
Like you could just see it. It was hard for him to hide it. You know what I mean? And he put on a great match. Ethan Page has been solid.
These guys have great chemistry in the ring.
So
with the kicks and the backhand slams and the shivers. There were a lot of reversals in the beginning of this match too. These guys, you can tell they worked together in AEW because their chemistry was awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Like the chemistry was already there between them two, so it was nice. I'm sure it won't be the last time we see these two lock up for a championship in NXT. Who knows? Maybe an NXT title reign is in the future for Ricky Saints, or another reign as champion for Ethan Page. I almost feel like Ethan could get pulled up in a draft if they're scheduling another draft this year. You know, because they usually do it after Mania, right? I don't know if they've said that yet or not, but if there is one, I can see Ethan Page getting picked up by Raw or SmackDown. Because I think he's main roster ready, in my opinion.
Oh, they both are.
Yeah, they both definitely are.
Yeah, but you don't want to overload your roster, because despite what Nick Khan says, they do bench a lot of they people.
They do.
You don't want that to happen, because next thing you know, everybody gonna be like, where Ricky Saints at? Where Ricky Saints at? Where Ricky Page at? Where Ricky Saints? Everybody gonna be looking and you got them on the bench because you don't have no place to put them at.
Yeah, exactly. Man, next match on the card was the NXT Tag Team Championship match, and wow, man, this match it blew me away. I was not expecting this match to be as good as it was, but damn it, Fraxium did it again.
Fraxium's proven it.
Trying to tell you.
Proven that tag team division good. But if I were them, I would stay at NXT for another year because one of the negative parts about Triple H running things, he does a great job, obviously. It's the tag team division doesn't feel really big right now.
I will
exactly.
Say that. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's a valid criticism. The tag team division is hurting a little bit for sure, but I almost feel like that could be the kick in the teeth it needs because I feel like Nathan Frazier and Axiom could breathe a little bit of life to one of the main roster shows, but I can see it by keeping them in NXT. But I don't
know, man, because if the Motor City Machine Guns wasn't enough of a kick in the teeth, then what the hell is? I think
that's true.
Like,
but what more can they do in NXT? They've already been champions twice. You know,
but I mean, okay, one, they don't have a lot of teams in NXT to begin with, so I don't know. I wouldn't. I kind of want to see them go to the main roster, but I kind of don't because, like, I see what the main roster does to the tag team division. It doesn't. They don't take the care that they need. If they did,
honestly,
I'd be down for it. I'd be down for it.
I would love to see New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne, and Tyler Bate go down to NXT to compete for those titles because they're not translating in the main roster. And Pete Dunne, if you saw him before the pandemic as the NXT, the Bruiserweight, he was amazing. Same as Tyler Bate.
Right. They both were over. But once again, the roster is too bloated up at the main roster, and two, they would do a lot better in NXT than they would on the main roster right now.
I don't know if it's as bloated as 2002, but
right. So, like right now, New Catch Republic would be a better tag team in NXT that doesn't have a lot of tag teams. You could tell a lot more stories. The same thing with Fraxium and Nathan. Fraxium is a tag team. Right now, if you called them up, they would be good for a hot second. But then what? What's the follow-up?
I guess that's true. Yeah.
What's the follow-up? Like the whole New Day War Raiders thing, that could have been a way better build. You had the story right there. Like them trying to hurt their necks after what happened to Big E and stuff. You had a whole 4-week, whole month story that you just told in 2 weeks at all late and stuff. That could have been and then it wasn't even like a war. They said we were coming for war, and it wasn't even a war. No. It didn't feel like a war.
Yeah,
that could have been told so much better. That's the care I'm talking about.
It was a decent match, but it's like how I built my shows for Beantown Sports Pound. I do a big story to open up, and I do like a college sport or a sport that people don't care as much mainstream second. That's how Triple H viewed doing the tag match. So
yeah, I guess in a way that's true. I mean, I could see that. I agree with the criticisms for sure.
Because I thought for sure that we were gonna get a multi-team tag match.
Should have the SmackDown one on the card.
Nope. I thought it was gonna be because they've been teasing it. They've been teasing it for months. Before they put the belt on the top of the Street Profits, they was teasing DIY, Motor City Machine Guns. They was teasing Pretty Deadly, and they was teasing the Street Profits. So I'm thinking we're gonna get a 3-man match, a 3 tag team match, or a 4 tag team match at Mania. Nope. Didn't get none of that.
Again, I've said it
right there.
Again, I said it on social media. I can understand that match should have been on Mania, but I selfishly am happy that it's going to be tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, good for you, bro. I'm glad you get to see that.
I'm selfish in that aspect for that. Like
so.
Yeah. I almost want to say Hank and Tank. I was never really high on them until this match, because this match they showed out, man. Those big boys, they showed out, and I
Gauntlet kind of got some people into him, but like this match right here, this match got me into him. I was
for
like,
sure. Same here.
damn, Fraxim, y'all did it again, bro.
Exactly. They got another team over with how the match went. You know what I mean? Just like how they got no quarter catch crew over.
Right, bro. I had no feelings for
live
them.
event. So, I will say this: the ending of the match, the way it ended with them like hugging and all that, it almost felt like a finality. You know what I mean? In a way, and it would be awesome if one of the surprises for this Friday would be Triple H or Nick Aldis coming out and adding another team to the TLC match, and out comes Fraxium. You know what I mean?
That'd be crazy.
That would be absolutely crazy. I don't see it happening, but that would be absolutely crazy.
Splash out, all right.
Yeah.
That 450 splash is sick.
Yeah. Nathan Frazier and Axiom. For those who don't know, he used to be NXT UK superstar A-Kid. That dude is talented. They both are. I mean,
yep. Nathan Frazier was
one of the really bad things about the pandemic for wrestling is NXT was about to expand, not just UK and the US. They were going to do it Japan. They were going to do it Mexico, a whole Europe division. You know,
yeah. They're probably. I heard Triple H saying that that's still a possibility. They just the time. It has to. All their ducks have to be in a row, kind of thing. You know what I mean? T5. Did you notice Nathan Frazier's outfit looked a lot like Black Lightning this Saturday?
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, like it was the blue and just the color scheme of it. I was like, oh shit, he's dressed like Black Lightning.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like the dark blue with the yellow lightning bolts on the sides. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, look at that. Look at like Black Lightning with his what is he, Australian, New Zealand? I can't remember where he's from. He's not British, right?
Oh, Frazier?
Yeah, Frazier, he's not British, right? Isn't he Australian?
I think man, I could have swore he was British.
I thought he was Australian. I could be wrong. Who knows?
Because I remember I first seen him when he had a couple of dark matches on AEW.
Yeah. Before he got scooped up by NXT, yeah.
And I thought I heard he was from Britain.
Oh, maybe he was. Maybe I misheard. So that's on me. But I hope Hank and Tank have a decent reign. In the back of my mind, I will say this: I feel like they got the titles so that the Dark State eventually dethrones them. And they have they have like a Freebirds thing going on with the Dark State. But more on that later. Next match on the card, which was also another solid match. One of my favorite gals on the NXT roster today, very much deservedly so, is the new NXT Women's North American Champion. Sol Ruka defeated Izzy Dame, Kalani Jordan, Lola Vice, Thea Hale, and Zarya to win the Women's North American Championship. That girl had a championship weekend because over on X, she won the women's speed title as well. So I seen her on social media, flaunting her beauty, so to speak, with both titles in hand. So I was like, hell yeah, go ahead, girl, do your thing.
Yeah, Nathan Frazier is English.
The one strength of NXT right now that, even though they're really good on the main roster, is their women's division that doesn't just revolve around the main title match.
Very much so, yeah.
In NXT.
Their women's roster is... I feel like NXT over the years has always consistently booked the women very strongly. They've always had a very solid women's division, no matter the era. Like, if you go all the way back to the beginnings of NXT with when they finally introduced the women's title, and you had Paige and Emma, and you had up-and-coming, before they were, like, known to all of us to what they are now, like Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Becky Lynch, a very young Alexa Bliss. And then it grew into this, to this thing where they were starting to main event premium live events. You know, and now it is to where it is now, and you got all these young gals, either coming from a wrestling background, like a Julia, like a Stephanie, like a Roxanne, or they're coming through with this NIL program, coming straight out of college and becoming these being shaped and
Tiffany
modeled
was one
these
of
great
them.
wrestlers like a Jada Parker. You know what I mean? Like they're I don't know what they're doing in the performance center, what they're putting in the water for those women, but keep it up because
Man, bro, like I remember those days, those days you were talking about, man. Like, those matches were fun. But man, I don't know what happened. Like, I guess maybe the beginning of 2.0, maybe, or somewhere in between. They just started slowly but surely adding girls, and you was like, where did she come from? Where did
right,
she come from? Where did she come from? And next thing you know, you got Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker. You're like, time out. Where they come from? Saul Ruka. I remember when she first showed up, and I was like, okay, I need to keep a track. I'm sitting there having trouble keeping a track.
yeah,
Next thing you know, they got this. Every time they do a women's segment in the locker room, you're like, dang, y'all need to get them a bigger locker room.
right. I know their locker room is huge.
It's huge. Y'all need to get them a bigger locker room. You got more women than you do dudes.
Shout out to Sol Ruka. I seen her alma mater gave her a shout out after Stand and Deliver for her victory, which was cool.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, and they showed a picture of her. I guess I forgot what sport she played, but it had like her actual profile from college. They're like, yeah, shout out to so and so when she was here and yada yada. She just won the NXT title.
It gave me vibes of when they first introduced the North American at T5 here in New Orleans when they had that takeover before 34, I believe. Not 34.
Oh, that's right. The ladder match that had Velveteen Dream, Adam Cole,
Ricochet, EC3.
Yeah.
Cole.
that one weird dude that we don't talk about because he's we don't talk about him. But just the girls, man. They were pretty consistent all night long, man. Great fatal 4-way match, great ladder match, and then you had a great fatal 4-way for the NXT Women's Championship as well.
Julia's phenomenal, and Stephanie Vacor is amazing too.
Oh, Booker T done lost his damn mind during that match.
I was dying, bro.
Like,
We're all going to be doing spinneroonies in our own head.
Booker was ready to go, and then Julia blocked it. I was like, oh,
yeah. Booker T was like, oh, yeah, man.
Jockey. Ready to go, too. Then Julia stopped, reversed it, and counted it.
Oh, man.
That's a heel move, Julia. That's a heel move.
I love this new badass. I love Julia as this new heel. I thought it seems crazy that they turned her heel so soon, but damn, like I love it. I'm enjoying her heel run so far. She's no more smiles, she has that piercing look in her eyes, especially when she came face to face with Rhea on the Raw after Mania. Like, whoo, that is a match I will pay money to see.
She wrestled in Japan, so she's got that anime cartoon look to her in a good way, you know?
For sure.
Boy, staring off with Rhea, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I love that. Nice little tease for what could potentially be a future huge matchup right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm excited. The future looks bright for the women's division. Let's just put it that way.
No doubt about that.
Let's not gloss over. I know this is probably one of the more forgettable matches on the card, but it still was enjoyable for what it was, especially with the heel turn that everyone saw. I mean, I think all of us can say we all saw coming. Dark State, the D'Angelo family, after Channing Stacks Lorenzo turned rat on the Don, Tony D'Angelo turned his back on him and helped the Dark State get a victory over the D'Angelo family. Turning on I mean, wow. Like I said, I think it was obvious that was going to happen with the way that things were going with Stacks and Tony over the last couple of weeks. So it was probably one of the worst kept secrets in terms of like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Yes, you did. We all did.
Hey, I like the execution though, man.
The execution was good because it was like a bait and switch back and forth until finally he did the deed. You know what I mean?
And then I like the follow up, bruh. What the hell is this, man? This is a Scorsese movie, bruh.
Right?
What is y'all trying to do?
Oh man, it's good. I like it. I don't know. I guess maybe Sean's a fan of Scorsese films, and he's just taking bits and pieces from things. You know,
I feel like some Goodfellas type stuff, bruh.
Right? I enjoy it. I like it. Even my wife was sitting there watching. She's like, "Are they supposed to be like Goodfellas or something?" Like,
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, they're supposed to be Italian. They are. I believe they're Italian. I hope they're not just playing Italian."
Oh, that remind me of that scene in Goodfellas when Joe Pesci got popped. When he walked into the room, it was like, and he knew after he walked in the room. Oh shit! Pop, and got popped.
Exactly,
Bruh. That's
Just
what that
like
scene reminded me of.
just like
I was
this
like,
kid did to
bruh.
him during Christmas time.
right? Oh man, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, it was a decent match for a 6-man tag. The Dark State, I'm still trying to get used to them. Like, I'm not convinced yet of what their main objective is. Like, they still gotta work on getting over.
Yeah,
It's like all these
Still
dark
figure
guys
that out.
come to get over, and then they flop, like the Wyatt Sixes and Dark Order in AEW.
And these guys, I mean, I will say this: they do have an impressive finisher. I do like this like catapult powerbomb move that they do. I like that. That's impressive. That always gets a reaction. So they just need to make the reaction happen prior to that. You know what I mean? Like, they got to get a reaction when they step in the ring. It's because, like, none of them in the group or anybody that we recognize. They're all new guys, you know what I mean? So it's not like they have one leader who's been, like, on NXT TV consistently, and then, like, there's 3 other guys behind him. You know what I mean? Like, it's not
it was like
the charge
like
kind of thing.
it's like with Nexus, we all got to learn who they was in NXT.
Yeah,
So when they came up together as Nexus, hey, we know these dudes.
exactly.
Same with the Shield, when they debuted and everything, we know these dudes from NXT. With these dudes, we don't know them like talking about. So we need to get to know their personalities, what they here for, what their mission statement is.
Right.
And just
That's
hear
what
them.
LFG is for on A&E, because they do like legends as coaches, like Undertaker, Bubba Ray Dudley, Mickey James.
Yeah, but those
meet
guys
one of
aren't
them.
even technically. Those guys aren't really signed. Like, you know, I mean, they're signed, but they're not. You know, they're not on NXT television. Like,
Yeah.
if anything, I don't even know if these guys were even on Evolve. You know, on Tubi. You know what I mean? Like, I don't recall. I mean, whenever they did like the little video package prior to the match, it showed like old matches before they were the Dark State. I was like, I don't remember any of this.
Yeah, people,
To be
I
honest.
remember when they did like the little shadowy silhouettes and stuff. Everybody was trying to figure out who they were. They had to go all the way to like Evolve and stuff to figure out who these dudes was.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like the NXT crowd, the WWE crowd does not know who these dudes are. So you need to start fleshing out their characters. Now he's starting to get the one dude Sugars. He's starting to get a lot of mic time.
Yeah.
And people starting to take to him. And they got the big dude, that cat's in ring. People are starting to take to him too. So, you know, they slowly but surely are coming together, but you need to give them some more mic time, some more, you know, figure out who they are. That's the whole thing about developmental. You here to develop. We need to figure out who these cats are.
That's true. That's true. Apparently, I just looked it up. Sugars, Saquon Sugars, used to wrestle in the Indies under the name Lucky Ali. And he actually competed on AEW Dark Elevation under that same name for a short time. And then he wrestled through different indie feds. DPW was the last indie fed he was a part of, where he actually was wrestling with Jay Malachi, who we all know today as Javon Evans. And that was where he was before he got picked up by WWE in 2023. So he does have a history on the Indies. So he wasn't like an NIL,
Yeah.
tiny. So that's interesting. I didn't know that. Dion Lennox is actually a. It looks like he was a NIL pickup, or maybe not. Let's see here. He actually used to play for the Los Angeles Rams.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if Karen or Larry knows who he is.
Yeah, he was a former college football player out of Oregon State Beavers, was signed to the Los Angeles Rams. He was picked up. He signed a 3-year contract, but was okay. So he never actually played a game. He was let go before ever appearing in uniform for the Rams, and then went to WWE in 2023. And now he's a part of the Dark State. Quick little history lesson there.
Good on him.
And, well, I know we already talked about the women's match. Stephanie looking strong, and I thought she did damn well. Got a great reaction on the Raw after Mania against Io Sky. What a nice little dream
big
match that was.
In the arena.
What a nice little dream match that was between Io and Stephanie. Definitely, I want more. I want to see that again. I want them to revisit that down the line. What did you think, T5, of seeing that little first time in a WWE ring between Stephanie and Io?
That was a surprise, man. And I seen her come out there with the long gown on. I was like, time out. That's something you'd wear if you was like about to make an entrance. Like you just not showing up to say hi. So when she pulled up and she challenged and Io accepted, I was like, okay. And then old boy came through and I was like, boo, you about to throw water on it. Boo.
No, but he gave us what we wanted.
On it, bro. He turned around and said, you want the match? You want the match? You're going to get the match. I was like, oh, all right. Because I sure was about to kill you. I sure about to drag you on Twitter like everybody else does. I thought he was going to come and throw cold water on the whole thing.
Exactly.
But we got the match. It was slapping. The whole crowd was
Yeah, the crowd was all into it, man.
Like,
How was that?
Proud right now.
Right?
Proud right now.
How was that on your end, BMA Dog? How was that like when you were there, right?
Yes, I was there. It was really good. Io Sky was getting all emotional. Well, both these ladies are phenomenal in the ring, and obviously they have language barriers, but it didn't matter because the chemistry, once Stephanie came in, the crowd was so shocked. It was like when Stone Cold was returning because people do have great appreciation for what these women have done, especially when they're not a 4-horsewoman either. Because Io Sky was getting all emotional saying, I'm the best and all that. She was thanking all the fans, tearing up. And Stephanie Walker said, you haven't even faced me yet. And that she wanted a challenge and all that. And the people are going all crazy. We're getting very excited. And that match was really good before what happened later.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, it leaves you want more, though. I mean,
yeah,
it was booked perfectly, and it gave us a preview of what's to come. With like I said, like we got that little tease between Julia and Rhea, so it's like, okay, so we got Io and Stephanie. I want more of that, but I definitely want to see Julia and Rhea down the line as well.
Oh, that'd be awesome. But what these ladies have potential to do that are in NXT, all of them, even JC Jane and Gigi Dolan too, is that you shouldn't have to be dependent on any of the 4-horsewomen, Rhea or Bianca, to make a good woman's storyline. And that's a problem WWE has on the main roster, is that you need one of them in the storyline. But at some point they're gonna have to depend, and that's where these girls on NXT come in. That it creates more dream matches, and maybe you won't need a title for them to face each other in the pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like a lot of these girls are very. It seems like in the last few months they've been getting over organically. Like Io has definitely gotten over again. I feel like Io is more over now than she's been her entire time with the company.
Especially in Damage Control, you would have think she would have peaked there, but
yeah, and I feel she's like surpassed that. Like she went from like being just like a third wheel in that to now She's on the main stage. She's like the focal point. She's out front and center now. And she's always been one of my favorites. I love me some Io Sky, man. She's so talented in the ring. And she's just so she does great work as a heel, but I feel like she's hitting her stride right now as a babyface. You know, I love like the reaction she gets when she does this thing.
The crowd immediately bolsters up when she does that.
Yeah, she's great, man. She's awesome.
See, I agree. I agree with you, you dog. If you give these girls enough time, then instead of leaning on Charlotte, Becky, and whatnot, then guess what? They gonna get over. They're not giving you. You introduce these mid-card titles, and you have the same people going after them over and over and over and over again. You have a deep roster. You need to start using it so you can start building up these women.
True.
Like look what happened to Io. Now all of a sudden, Io's a main event player. But you need to start doing that same thing with everybody else.
And one of these, both those women mildcard titles, whether it's Intercontinental with Lila Valkyria or the U.S. title with Chelsea Green, one of them should be on NXT TakeOver, Stand and Deliver, whatever they call, and the other one should be on one of the Mania cards every year. My opinion.
Yeah, they didn't even defend. They didn't even defend either one of those titles at Mania. Chelsea has been over, especially with her group
Hyper Neva and Alba Fryer. But let's not forget when Alba Fryer was Kaylee Ray in NXT UK. She was phenomenal with the NXT UK woman.
Yeah, I mean, she's been killing it whatever they give her, and they haven't really given her much. Like she had the tag team, they split that up. Then they put her with the
Piper Niven
with Chelsea Green. Dude, let them cook.
Yeah, like, what do they call them? The what do they call it? The secret Hervis or something like that.
Hervis, yeah.
I like that. Yeah, she should have been. They should have did something with Chelsea this year. It's unfortunate that Chelsea didn't get to defend her U.S. title at WrestleMania on either one of the nights, and it seems definitely wasteful that Lyra didn't defend the Intercontinental title. She was just thrown into a tag team title thing and then randomly with Becky, Bayley gets thrown out of the equation.
So I feel bad for Bayley.
Just to have Becky's return. And I said this months ago, T5, and I know you remember because I think we both agreed on this. I thought that Becky should have been back for Mania and had a match with Lyra for that Intercontinental title.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
And now
Becky could have been the first real.
Fact,
whether Lila Valkyria successfully defends her title at Backlash or against Becky, if she does, and she wins a Women's World title before next year's Mania, she could be the first Triple Crown. But Becky could be the first Triple Crown or Grand Slam champion if she beats Lyra. So,
but in order to do that, they're gonna have to develop Lyra because you just can't be a entrance and okay matches and stuff. They have yet to let the girl cook on the mic.
That's true.
We folks have not gotten emotionally attached to her.
Not like they have with Io.
I don't think she's really cut promos since she's been called up to the main roster.
Exactly. She can wrestle her tail off, but she ain't been cutting no promos. Her matches are just spurred.
If you watch the show Yu-Gi-Oh, she kind of looked like one of those Harpy lady cuts.
Yeah, she looked like what you call Hawk Girl. Like they sit here and they give her number one contendership match. The winner faces Lyra, and that's it. We don't get no bills. We don't get no nothing, and you just get a match. The matches are good. Don't get me wrong. But you don't emotionally. Why should we care? Why should we care?
The only mic time she seems to be getting is like when Triple H does those little vignettes, those pre-taped vignettes that he seems to like interject into Raw when they're not on the program doing something. Mm-hmm. Like how he's done that with Penta, he's done that with Lyra, but nothing like in ring. Hopefully with this Becky thing, that seems to be kicking off now.
After you're gonna have to.
It'll lead to that. Hopefully we'll get some back and forth between Lyra and Becky. And I mean, there's already a story there because Lyra defeated Becky for the NXT Women's title a while back. You know what I mean? When Becky had her short little run in NXT when she took the title off of Tiffany. So
yeah, there's like a built-in story. She grew up idolizing her and stuff.
exactly.
I mean, you got the Bailey thing. Apparently, Bailey got taken out by somebody.
So I assume Bailey would have been taken out by Becky. You know what I mean? So there's
they leave that back in there too.
Yeah,
you ain't gonna have no choice but to have her behind the mic.
Exactly. That's very true. Well, NXT Stand and Deliver, I thought ended very, very strongly with a damn good triple threat. I mean, this was the man. What a awesome weekend for triple threat matches, because this one here definitely set the standard, and then the one later that night knocked it out of the park. But damn, triple threat match for the NXT Championship. Oba Femi, the ruler, successfully defended his NXT Championship against Javon Evans and Trick Williams in an absolutely phenomenal triple threat match.
God, I love that spine buster Oba Femi does.
It was just a great match, man, from top to bottom. Javon Evans, I was pulling for Javon. I thought we were going to get some random pull-out victory. I thought, like I told you last week, T5, I was hoping for like some sort of scenario where like Oba hits or Trick hits Oba with his trick knee, knocking Oba out of the ring, and then out of nowhere you just see Javon hit that OG cutter 1, 2, 3. We got a new champion, but that was not the case.
Trick wasn't.
They teased that a couple of times.
They did tease that.
If they have a draft, he'll probably get called up to the main roster, especially where Carmelo Hayes won, a New England native, by the way, won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal in the SmackDown before Mania.
He did, yeah, I did see that, and it got a good reaction. But one thing I did find really funny, not really funny, but it's obvious, and I feel like now they're starting to do something with him, is the reaction that it got when Karrion Kross got eliminated from the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Yep.
The crowd was pissing all over that. They hated that.
LA Knight a few years ago. He's not from LA, but he's really a Maryland
from Las Vegas.
People they got pissed he wasn't on the card, and he didn't win that Andre the Giant battle. But now it sounds like they're finally slowly creeping the winner up to the main card, or the mid card ranges. Forget who won it last year.
With Karrion Kross, like you mentioned,
that would have been a great one.
The backstage vignettes and stuff they've been doing with him, the stuff they've been doing,
and how everyone he obsesses over turns heel.
Yeah, I like how he walked past the New Day.
Yeah.
I know.
When the New Day was coming to the ring and they nodded.
Right.
Michael Cole was like, did he try to break them up?
Sounded like they were breaking up, but they only ended up breaking up their friendship with Big E.
Right. Right. And look at them now, they end up champions.
Yep.
All right.
It would have been funny. It would have been funny if Karrion Kross not only nodded but looked at them and says, "You're welcome," and just walked off.
That would have been dope.
Starting to do.
I think hopefully we get him and AJ.
That looks like that might be the play, man, because bless Logan Paul Hart, that wasn't it for me, man. But Karrion Kross, like I said, Karrion Kross did more for their match than they did.
That's very true. Very true.
So like, and then plus the interview he had, like I forgot whose show it was. He was shooting. You
swear
that was on a Busted Open show, maybe.
Yeah, bro. He was spitting, bro. So
yeah, he was.
Like, man, this is what I want to see. Then, hey, man, it looks like they might be doing that.
Right. But man, again, the triple threat NXT title. It did, like you said, T5. They did tease that, like at times where I thought the finish was that I was imagining was going to happen, but damn, not yet. I mean, it's there. You can see the crowd was ready for it too, but man, Oba's just too devastating, man. You can't take out the ruler, bro. Oba Femi, man, he is a once in a lifetime talent because he did not come from a wrestling background. He never worked the indies.
Well, he came out the sky damn blue, bro.
You know, but he is ultimately just super talented. He took to this like a fish takes to water, And I don't even know if he's had 100 matches under his belt yet, but damn, this guy is on point. You know what I mean? I think by the time he was NXT North American champion, when he won the title from Dragon Lee, I think he had only had, 14 matches or something. It was some ridiculous number, some small number of matches he had prior to winning that title. And he's come very far in a very short amount of time being in this business. And he is like the Thanos of NXT, man. Like, he's even quoted Thanos in promos. Like, he's
inevitable.
Yeah, right. I am inevitable. Like, I love that, man. Like,
dude's gonna be huge in the main roster
for sure. He's gonna be a threat. Like, he's gonna be one of their big stars whenever he gets called up. But don't do it too soon.
I think they're gonna build to it with him and Javon. Not yet. Like, it's still gonna be a while because you see how you put over Javon, but then he tried to shrug. He tried to shrug Trick to the side, and then Trick came out, and Joe Hendry came out.
Trick.
Yeah,
he put over Javon though, so I think it's gonna be like one of those because at first he was little brother in him the whole time.
Yeah,
you're not ready. You're not ready, and it's gonna take a while. He's gonna challenge him again. Probably lose, and it's gonna be third time the charm. It's gonna take a while for him to grow up into it.
That's true.
Build to it.
Yep, I can see that. I can see that being the story playing out. You know, like Javon getting these another opportunity and falling short. Kind of like this is going way back, but when Sami Zayn couldn't beat Pac for the NXT title.
Yeah.
Finally did it. Yeah, you know, like that underdog story, you know, like that's like a blueprint right there, you know.
And did he get into a big storyline that last decade, right after that?
Right, exactly. So I think that's a blueprint right there on how to book Javon and Oba, like eventually down the line, because I do see Javon and Oba going at it a couple more times for that NXT title. This first time was a triple threat. You know, then they should have another one-on-one where Javon just comes up just short, you know, and I can see him coming back at Oba being like, I was this close, man. You got to give me one more shot. And Oba's going to do the thing where he'll probably say, like, one more and that's it. You know what I mean? You get one last chance at trying to dethrone the ruler. And if you can't beat me, that's it. You get no more chances. Where it's like, that's it. It's all in. He's all in or nothing. You know what I mean? It's all in. So I can see that being a story that plays out. And Trick, I think it's long overdue for Trick to be on the main roster now. I think he's done what he can, but at the same time, I feel like now they're going to transition him back to a heel, and they're going to give him a short little heel run, kind of like what they did with Braun Breaker after Braun dropped the NXT title to Carmelo, you know, a few years back. And I thought, oh, okay, so I guess Braun's coming to the main roster, but then he ended up sticking around NXT for like another year or so, you know, to play out this heel run. Because I feel like NXT gives them the freedom to like, let's try this. Let's see what you can do here. I seen what you did with this. Now I'm gonna give you this ball, and I'm gonna see how far you can run with it this way. And
yeah, that's like with Roxanne. Like everybody knew she could be the prodigy baby face.
Exactly.
They wanted to see if she could rock as a heel, and she started cooking.
And she's killing it.
Like you said, the same thing with Braun. We know he was over. They wanted to see if he could be over as a heel, and he went to cooking.
And he killed it.
Boy, is he gonna be over as a heel now?
Shit. That ending.
Boy, problem.
The Raw was fire. I did not see that coming.
No.
I was on break at work.
We had an idea that it could happen in the future, but I want to get more into that later.
Like, man, we didn't know they was gonna we didn't know. Okay, he didn't take the L. He took the L, but he didn't take the pin in the 4-way at Mania.
Right.
But we didn't know we knew he was gonna probably move up into challenge for the main title. We didn't know he was gonna move up like that.
Right. I was at work watching Raw, and I was on break for the last 30 minutes. And so I saw that happen, and that's when Braun showed up when he hit that spear on Roman and he pulled over the hoodie. I forgot where I was, man. I was like, holy fuck. Like, and then everyone's looking at me.
I was the same way in the stadium.
Looking at me. And I was like, sorry, y'all. Sorry, my bad. But, dude, long-term storytelling. Does anybody remember the big NXT that went head-to-head with AEW a while
Yes, and Paul Undertaker was on that show.
Yes, and who was in Braun Breaker's corner that night?
Paul Heyman.
Wow.
He's my tribal chief.
That's right. He's a Heyman guy, bro.
Like you're asking for information about Breaker's corner.
He's a Heyman guy.
You're not my tribal chief.
So this new dangerous alliance, which I don't know if they're going to have a name, but we'll just call them that for now. This new dangerous alliance with Rollins, Breaker, and Heyman is
have Becky be.
And now you got Becky. You got Becky turning heel the same night. What if Becky joins up? Because it seems like a lot of these stables recently they always have to have one female in the group somehow. Most of them do.
Either Becky or Charlotte should join that group because
absolutely not. No, absolutely not. I do not.
That'd be too weird, bro.
No,
that'd be too weird if Charlotte joined the group. Nah,
just
man.
saying she has the heat and an excuse.
Hey, either let her chill solo or let her cook with them. It would make a hell of a lot of sense too.
Charlotte has go away heat, and I don't mean that in an insulting way. Mm-hmm. It's just that's the type of heat she has right now. She has X-Pac heat. Yeah. It's not heat
the
from.
The problem is what probably should have happened is they probably shouldn't have had her won the Royal Rumble.
Absolutely not. No.
Nope.
And then they should have tried to book her as a babyface.
100. That part right there. That part right there. Like they should have came back. She should have came back as snarky and just leaned into it. You know they don't like you. Just lean into that. Be like, I ain't come back for y'all. Look how good I am. I came back. Y'all know y'all couldn't do that. Y'all know y'all can't live without me. This, that, and the third, and just bury that on night one. I mean, straight up, like, don't try to baby face her. I came back. I love this industry. I didn't know if I could come back. No. You may have felt like that in real life, great. But as Charlotte, the character, you were like, I knew I was coming back. I got too much unfinished business. Look at this broad they got trying to cosplay as me.
Exactly.
Look, Cena didn't win the Rumble, and he ended up having one of the main events, so they could have just had her knock out and have her go after Tiffany after that.
Yeah, they could have did all that because it's not like she was going main event. They ain't have neither one of the Royal Rumble winners main event.
Exactly. Well, man, I think that's it for NXT, and let's take a quick little break, and when we come back, we'll get into WrestleMania's nights 1 and 2. Yeah, we'll be right back in just a moment, y'all. Stay tuned with the IE Wrestling Show right here with the SoCal Saint, the Crescent City Savage, and our special guest, BMA Dog from the Beadtown Sports Pound.
Your direct feed for all that sports.
We'll be right back, y'all.
What's up, New York? This is Ricky K coming at you with the NY State of Sports, a new show here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Listen to me every Thursday afternoon as we bring you the latest takes on the Yankees, Mets, Jets, Giants, Knicks, Nets, Rangers, Devils, and Islanders. Plus, you get some college hoops and what's the local sports events going on in the area. It's a state that never sleeps, so why not get the opinions and sports takes that never sleep? Again, every Thursday, 2 p.m. to the NY State of Sports. We'll see you then.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Davidson.
It's your boy Dentarius Locke.
And we are the hosts of Fast Break here on IE Sports Radio, where we discuss everything in the world of basketball from prep to the pros.
You guys should definitely check us out, man. Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We got all the basketball information you guys need, so we look forward to you guys listening in.
And please do, because we are the best basketball show on this side of the Mississippi. And please do check us out on Twitter at FastBreakISR. D-Lock, where's our time again?
8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. That gives you guys plenty of time on a Sunday.
Tune in.
What's good? Welcome back, IE Sports Radio fans, to the IE Wrestling Show, your direct feed for all that is professional wrestling and pop culture on the only network that is your direct feed for all that is sports, IE Sports Radio. It's your boys, the tag team champions of IE Sports Radio, the Crescent City Savage, and the SoCal Saint, along with our special guest tag team partner for this evening, BMA Dog, host of the Beantown Sports Pound. Woo! Man. So, WrestleMania's nights 1 and 2 came to us live this past weekend, April 19th and April 20th, from the Allegiant Stadium, the home of the Las Vegas Raiders in Las Vegas, Nevada. Our boy, BMA Dog, was live in attendance for both nights. Just an overview, man, what the experience was like for you.
This experience was freaking awesome, I have to say, because Allegiant Stadium is beautiful. It looks like if you see it on TV before fans get in, it looks like it would be in the middle of nowhere, but it really wasn't. I was staying at the Excalibur. It is right next to the Luxor, which is right next to the Excalibur. It is right in the MGM part. It was only a 15 to 20 minute walk. It was beautiful. They had water bubbles signed up. There was a guy saying, like, handing out stuff for praise Jesus and God and how wrong everything's going, and I was laughing so hard as I walked by, just like you have to do with women dressed as flamingo outfits or guys with their CD albums in Vegas. You got to be very careful when you're there, and thankfully I was. But overall, a thrilling experience. It was so loud, especially when Triple H came out at night 1 with his theme music. It was really great to kick it right off. I was in the 300 section in the first row night 1. In the 100 section, night 2. That's how we want to do it. Cheaper seats, cheaper end on night 1, better end on night 2. And the crowd was really into it. It wasn't as times that they were all like so loud, like there were parts of the show, like the very beginning, both nights, the crowd was so into it. And how could you not in night 1 with the big moment and night 2 with that triple threat? There was a lot of great matches on this card. And had some legends brag about the attendance, too, as you saw. One crashed and had too much fun, I guess, but...
Yeah. Damn, fucking Stone Cold must have had a couple of Steve Weisers before he hit that ATP.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
He did when I met him at WWE World, too. Had a great fucking guy's great.
Yeah, I bet, man, yeah. So, night 1 kicked off with the World Heavyweight Championship match. Main event, Jey Uso defeating Gunther to become World Heavy Yeet Champion for the very first time in his career. A lot of people want to shit on that, but I'm not one of them.
Was so
I enjoyed
into
it.
Jey Uso. I was there. People were going like this, cheating. It was a great thing to open with. I'll admit I kind of panicked when he won the Rumble, not knowing what Elimination Chamber was in store for us, as everyone around the world knows what I'm talking about. But I didn't see Jey and Gunther as a Mania main event worthy match. I do now looking back at it, but it's because we saw that match a few times before. And like in the price of tickets, I'm like, we're paying all this money for that? But boy, I'm glad it did open the show because it was a kick-ass opener.
Right.
Just what you need.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, I thought it came across really well on television. And I'm sure, like you just said, it sounded like it came across even better for the live audience. T5 on your end, man, what'd you think about Jay winning the title?
I was glad they started the show off with this match because it was definitely a tone setter, and it got the crowd, yeeting and got them hype and everything. The match was good, but it's like towards the end, the finish was kind of like weird because not only did Gunther tap out like real fast,
I was surprised Jay made him tap out, to
the
be
fact
honest.
that he made him tap out. Next thing you know, I mean, before that, he was spamming out, Uso splashes and junk. I was like, okay, that's kind of much. And next thing you know, he locked him in and made him tap. And he tapped out real fast.
Yeah.
And the only other time he tapped out was against Ilya Dragunov.
And he tapped out fast then, too.
Real fast.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was kind of like,
So Gunther's kryptonite is a rear naked choke for everybody that if you ever get in a fight with Gunther, just hit that rear naked choke and you're gonna win.
Do a standing switch, lock in the rear naked choke, and you're good.
That's right.
They're gonna tell Pat McAfee and them.
Oh, that was crazy.
Just promote that all over ESPN so the whole world knows.
Yeah, that was crazy. So are we getting?
And the crowd was like, Michael Cole.
Yeah, I saw people were chanting for Michael Cole. That was so funny.
That whole chant that England started, the whole Roman Reigns and Cody wrote, it's probably the funniest chants of all time besides the what chants.
Right. Great. I like I said, I would agree with T5. It was a little spammy at the end of the match with the way that the finish fell into place, but I don't think it took away ultimately from the whole event of itself, him winning the title, because it had to go that way. I felt like there's no way they don't put the belt on him after all this lead up. You know what I mean? Like he has to walk out with the belt
handcuffed and beat up. It's kind of like when Randy Orton handcuffed Triple H and he was making out and beating up on Stephanie years ago.
Yeah, it did kind of harken back to that, So, I mean, like I said, I was happy. I know one person that was extremely happy, Jay's daddy, Rikishi.
Of course. He's bragging about it all.
Yeah, and I know he was happy for later on in the evening. I know we're kind of bouncing around, which is fine. We can go out of order. We don't have to go in match order. When his nephew, the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, his first ever WrestleMania, became the United States champion. LA Knight.
Solo.
Man, Jacob winning the match. I was definitely for that. I'm excited.
Especially he was emotional because his backstory is he was in prison for stuff he didn't really do. And it really makes me happy seeing that he's going from a prison cell to an airplane window. He was saying on one of those shows right after he won the U.S. title. LA Knight's been great, don't get me wrong, but Fatu's the right call, especially you could have that match with Solo at SummerSlam.
That's true.
I'll admit, as happy I am to see Fatu win a title, Solo should have not got left off the card because he carried that whole company after WrestleMania 40 last year. Whether you like him or not, with that Samoan spike like his uncle, the late great Umaga, I really wanted to see Wyatt Six versus Solo's Bloodline. That would have been a great Mania match if I had to book this card from the beginning. But I am happy with Fatu grabbing the United States Championship as LA Knight had it twice. He can go to Raw and compete for the Intercontinental title with Dirty Dom if Finn Balor wins it from him down the road.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I mean, if there is a draft, they have yet to announce it, but if there is one in the future, that's a possibility. Seeing LA Knight move from SmackDown to Raw, that would be interesting to give him some fresh opponents. I would like to see that kind of freshen up the roster there. Jacob winning the title. I'm sure you were happy about that, T5, because I know you've been following Jacob back in his MLW days. So to see him have such a spotlight on himself at Mania, and got to see his one of the extended members of the Bloodline family, Haku, out there showing up and giving him praise. Haku, of course, is the father of Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. also members of Solo's bloodline. So that was really cool to see Haku come out there and show some love to Jacob winning the U.S. title. Just very emotional for the Hawaii family on that evening.
Yeah, man. Like you mentioned about Jacob's backstory. He's like wrestling literally saved his life
Yeah.
because when he got out there, actually when he was locked up, he's seen his cousins, on TV doing their thing as a family and everything. He's like, man, that's for me right there. So when he got out, he got on the indies and everything, and he was killing it, bro. And
I saw him wrestle in Maine a few years ago. The guy was amazing. Guy that big of a size can jump off and do a somersault off.
I was just about to say that. I was like, it don't make no sense to be that big and that agile.
Yeah,
the way
exactly.
He just hops, he does that double jump moonsault, and he does like a swanton. He does the Uso splash. He does like a handspring moonsault. He does like a bunch of stuff. Like I said, when I seen him in MLW, I was like, bruh, this dude is different. He just different. And then them promos would got me. So I was like, bro, if they ever give him the mic in WWE, it's over. And what happened? He started getting over organically.
Yes.
I was like, bro, it's over with, bro.
Right.
I watched that all day of the montage videos on YouTube of him saying, I love you, Solo.
That's not even like the best part of his promos, though. It's the promos that they do where he's walking out to the ring and they're following him.
Yeah, and he goes like, this is my tribal chief. You'll show my tribal chief Solo some respect. I'll put that in your name.
He
was wilding, bro.
Over, man. Just like LA Knight organically got over, so it's cool to see two organically over guys competing in a Mania match. The crowd, I feel like, gave them the utmost respect to both guys, so it was cool, man, to see that. And it was nice to see LA Knight get a showcase defending a title at Mania. Last year, he had a nice match with AJ and won that match. This year, didn't go his way, but hey, being on the Mania card is a victory in itself.
Exactly, especially with the amount of names getting left off the card this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm interested to see what they do with Solo now, because I like the interaction between him and the rest of the bloodline. He was in their stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't asked you to come out to the ring.
Right.
He 100% all that I love you Solo stuff. Snap. That was done. He was like, bro, I don't need y'all. Y'all need me. This you better recognize.
Right.
I've been saying this for months now. Within the next 2 years, you're going to see Braun Breaker Fatu become world champion.
Oh, boy, when they teased that, in the Royal Rumble, I was like that meme eating that popcorn. That was for me right there.
Right.
That's all I need.
I want to see Jacob do a promo on Breaker heading to the ring, and then Breaker drop some Steiner math on Jacob Fatu. Yeah.
You got 22% chance if your boys come out, if your family come out.
Oof,
like,
right. Man, the future is very, very is in good hands with those two.
100%.
Absolutely.
I know we touched on this way earlier when we started talking about a little bit of Mania and the girls. Jade Cargill and Naomi had a pretty decent match. I thought that was
here's something I want to add before you get talking. Sorry to interrupt you, my man, but this is the first ever women's non-title match that featured two African-American talents.
That is true. Yeah, that is true.
Well deserved.
And they had probably one of the better storylines going into Mania, out of any match.
Also a fact.
They had a better storyline than Tiffany and Charlotte.
I know.
Better
part of that
executed
Elimination Chamber got overshadowed with the Cena heel turn, but Jade coming in looked like she was going to beat up Liv Morgan. But I kind of knew the whole time either Bianca or Naomi did that to Jade all the way in November.
Yep.
Right.
But we didn't think. But man, the work that Naomi did afterwards,
yes,
bro, like
give Naomi her flowers, man. She's been on it lately.
Like when she confronted Bianca, hurt the back and forth between them. I did that for you. I did that for you. You ungrateful. I was like, whoa, and Bianca stopped too. I was like,
right.
Whoa.
Yeah, taking a page out of her father-in-law's book. I did it for the Rock.
I did it for the
Rock. 100%. But when they had Jade come out there and beat her up again, I was like, but they pivoted.
Yeah, they did.
They pivoted and they ran it back.
Yep.
And they had Naomi come back out. I was like, all right, now here we go. And they were snapping on each other on social media. They were snapping on each other in promos. I was like, this is it. This right here.
Yep. I agree. Yeah, it was great. For what it was, Jade got to showcase herself in a solo match on WrestleMania after last year being a part of a six-woman tag team match. So it was nice. It was a nice little coming out party, and it also was a showcase for Naomi. You know, she's working heel for probably one of the first times in her career that I can remember, because I can't remember.
Yeah.
You know, and she's doing awesome. I like the implement. I think people really took to that outfit she wore with the caution tape. So she's leaning in, you know, and people are praising her entrance theme too. Apparently, she's been getting a lot of people, I guess, on social media be like, "Damn, I like that new theme of the Naomi's," and you know, and she even took the X to say something about it, like she's appreciative that people like the entrance music too, which was, you know, strange because I think it's still Def Rebel garbage. But hey, you know, they have a few winners out there from Def Rebel. There's a couple.
Yeah, we've been through that one, man.
We've been through there.
They pull a good one out every now and then, man.
Every now and then.
Johnson back.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. They should get him back, but I guess they don't. I don't know what it is. I don't know what Jim Johnston did.
Oh no! I heard that for one, the cat like 70-something years old.
That's true.
Two, that cat wanted a hell of a lot of money too.
That's probably also true. So maybe it's in their best interest not to get him back.
They need to go with somebody new. They just need to go out with somebody different, or do like they was talking about before. Triple H said they was gonna try to get with mainstream artists.
Yeah,
do like they did with Ruthless Aggression in the Attitude Era. Have them, you know, make these original themes.
So hopefully we get something like that before the year's end, because I don't know if we can do another Rumble with some Def Rebel themes. Hell no.
They gotta do it before the Rumble.
I should have Finn Balor's theme that killed the return.
Ugh.
They gotta do this before the Rumble so we can so we can know. Oh, that's old girl. I know who that is.
Because half of the time music would hit and people are like, huh?
I was one of those watching at home.
Yeah. I know I was. I was like, who the hell is that? I was like, oh, okay. That's
bro. You be like, man, who that is? I know who that is. Never mind. It's not till the name gets bam, biggest day that you think, all right.
Right. Shit, it's gonna be really interesting for next year's Rumble since it's gonna be in Saudi.
What is this?
It's gonna be like I saw a meme that the woman in the Royal Rumble, and it's all the Power Rangers in the reunion episode. And
what is the Ultimate Warrior?
They should just have everyone dressed as Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, because they can't wear what they normally wear.
Yeah,
so. No alcohol.
Put a helmet on them. This is SPD. I watched this one.
Jungle Fury.
Time Force. This is Time Force.
It's morphin' time.
Oh man, I know we already talked about. I mean, I guess we don't really need to harp on it more because we spent a little bit of time talking about it already. The tag team title match, the New Day and the War Raiders. That was a fine match. It wasn't anything super special. You know, it was what it was. New Day winning the tag team titles was definitely expected. I didn't see the War Raiders walking out with the titles because even you said that last week, T5, that the New Day had to walk out with the tag titles. So you know, it was on point. You know. Hopefully they do something and not just have
not just slap the titles on them. Like, have a follow through.
And their heel turn is unique because it's not that they acted bad. They really did feel betrayed by Big E because he's been doing all the analytic stuff on WWE's end, and Kofi, and that was so rough though. Kofi and Xavier in December were like, Stone Cold came back from a neck injury, Edge came back from a neck injury, Kurt Angle had a broken freaking neck and he came back. What have you done? And now you want to come back? You waited till now,
Right.
Because I don't think he'll ever be cleared to wrestle again. Never say never in the wrestling world. But still.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean,
it's the funniest heel turn of all time because they went from like their own parents didn't even want to come see them wrestle.
Right.
Wow, that
I was
so
in the Boston
fire.
one, the back-to-back one of the last few USA Raws I went to. It was a doubleheader for Boston, and Kofi and Xavier was screaming at the fans, saying like they weren't like angry. They were angry because they feel betrayed by the fans, not so much they decided to be bad, but they tried to resonate, and the fans weren't having any of it. You don't betray your friends like that.
Well, I mean, it goes without saying. Like, I mean, I know T5 will probably understand this, being a nerd just like myself. That the best villain origin stories are the ones that believe in their motivations. You know what I mean? Like, if they can justify their motivations, they believe what they're talking about. Like, and you can, as an outsider looking in, you can, in certain ways, you can be like, I can see where they're coming from. I don't agree, but I can see your point.
It's like, here's a good example of this: the new prequel to The Lion King, Mufasa the Lion King. Like, in watching the animated one years ago, we've watched it a million times, but you can see why Scar ended up being the way he was. He wasn't always like the conniving sneak he became, but like he felt betrayed by Mufasa, who he saved his life when he was a little cub.
Yeah,
It's like how they say everybody's the hero of their own story.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how the New Day felt. I guess you call it a double turn, because we thought Kofi and Xavier were gonna turn on each other. Come to find out, they teamed up and they
turned on Big E. Yeah,
like because they both had their reasons and everything, but then they turned around. Wait a minute. And they turned and looked at him. It was like, you. And then they got on him. And that's what did it. Because they're supposed to be like the power of positivity and everything. And they went in on him. And you don't do that for your homies and everything. So that's why, the crowd was easy to turn on him. And they were giving him Dominic heat. Ooh, they was giving them boys dirty Dom heat, bro. My thing about it is they didn't lean into it. Like, you should have kept. I mean, Triple H should have kept the foot on the pedal. He took his foot off the gas for a while. You should have just kept on building it up. Have them come out every week. And they kind of took their foot off the pedal for a little bit. And then with the whole, like I said, the whole War Raiders thing, bruh, right off rip, you should have had them go after their necks.
Yeah.
That could have been the whole 4-week thing. Every week, the War Raiders come out there. Where are the New Day? Where are they? We want them. And come looking for them. And they're like, you can't get us. And chasing them around the building, chasing them around the arena. We want you. We will challenge you to WrestleMania. And it will be a war and have a plunder match, man. Because you already did a straight up tag team match. The next one be a plunder match, a tag team, a tornado match or whatever, with some plunder and some weapons and stuff. Because they said this one is gonna be a war. That match didn't feel like a war.
No, they didn't. It's too late now. Can't go back in time and fix it. They just got to move forward now, and
so
maybe
I hope they put their feet on the pedal with this New Day heel run,
right?
Because it can do some things.
Yeah, hopefully. Let's see here. I don't want to make it seem like we're rushing through the rest of it, but I got to pick up my kiddo from school here in a little bit, so we got to get through this. I hate to,
Let's go.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, Rey Mysterio sustained a groin injury on the SmackDown prior to WrestleMania Night 1, so he ended up being eliminated from his match against El Grande Americano.
Poor Chad Gable, he missed out on Mania 2 years in a row.
I know, damn Chad Gable, shucks. But Ray Phoenix, man, who just debuted in WWE, the brother of Penta, who hasn't even been in WWE a whole month yet, got to have a WrestleMania moment already, which I thought, like, hey, what an awesome replacement for Rey Mysterio than Ray Phoenix. And he had a damn good match. This match was better than I expected.
You couldn't have a 5-star expectations, a last minute for the grandest stage of them all.
Exactly.
It wasn't a 5-star match, but you really couldn't have those expectations. So.
No, not at all. But it did the thing for what it needed to be, and in terms of prolonging this El Grande Americano storyline. So big ups to Ray Phoenix for getting a WrestleMania moment so soon into his WWE career. Not many people can say that.
And once again, I got to get back to Karrion Kross during that Battle Royal. If you notice him dip over the Dragon Lee and whisper something to him,
yes.
I like that. These dudes is out here playing 4D chess over here, bruh.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Because who's been
ride or die with Ray lately? Dragon Lee.
You really got to test and run the ball and
Dragon
put
Lee.
the U.S. title, Intercontinental title on Karrion Kross before next year's Mania. You got to test.
They've been dubbing Dragon Lee as the next great luchador. He's been handpicked by Rey Mysterio, but who replaces Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania?
Ray Phoenix.
Ray Phoenix.
Yeah.
Maybe Mysterio will turn heel.
Yeah, right. Never.
Know, right?
Rey Mysterio's Ricky Steamboat. Rey Mysterio's like Ricky Steamboat.
He's might fly out of my butt.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio's career is like Ricky Steamboat's. Never, ever will he be a heel. It just doesn't work. It just will never work.
Baby face.
Yeah, exactly. No, that is impossible.
But any of those guys can be way better than what Sin Cara was.
Sin Cara was garbage.
I know. He was supposed to be the next big face of Latino and face of WWE to replace Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, but apparently he was a bigger star in his own mind than what the WWE saw him, and that's what was his downfall.
Yeah.
But bro, that would be wild, bro, if like Ray turned heel and Dominic be like, "See, I told y'all."
Yeah.
That would be wild, but I highly doubt that.
Yeah. Ooh, bro,
I know we touched base on this a little bit as well. Tiffany Stratton successfully defended her WWE Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair.
Both of them had really great entrances.
Right decision. Right decision.
Barbie entrance, bro.
Huh?
Barbie box entrance.
Barbie
I love that. Yeah, I thought that was great. Yeah.
Boy, they was cooking.
Yeah, I thought that was great. Tiffany going over was the right decision. But there were parts of this match that felt something was off, in my opinion. It was a decent match, don't get me wrong, but some of it was very off.
I think both of them, how Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart hated each other, but they always put on banger matches. I think both of them had a little bit of reason to be pissed off at one another, and it kind of affected the match.
So, and this was their first time working together, as far as we know. They've never had a match together unless they've been doing some stuff on the house show circuit.
Nope, not even on the house show.
Oh, yeah, see? So this is their first time locking up, so it was going to be awkward regardless, but, it is what it is, and the right person was the one that was victorious. Tiffany Stratton had to win. Charlotte did not need to be another, walking out of WrestleMania with another title. She did not need it. Tiffany needed the victory more than Charlotte did. And so thank God the booking was correct on this.
Honestly, you got to feel for Charlotte and what the emotions she's going through with all the people online. And it affected the match, how they probably did go off script, as you could tell when she kept pounding Tiffany in the neck. If the fans weren't so harsh to her online, the match would have been a lot better than what it was. I'm not just trying to make excuses for her talent or anything, but
I don't think that's even... No, I wouldn't even go there. I just
like the fans have been jerks to her before.
Yeah, and that never affected her performances ever.
Yeah, so that's not it. But maybe the stuff in her personal life or whatever. But Tiffany definitely needed this.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
if she had lost to Charlotte, even though I'm a big Charlotte and Becky fan, like if she had lost to Charlotte, her momentum would have gone very down, especially who knows
like
if she would
Tiffany
have.
said in a promo before, backstage promo before, if I lose to you, I lose to the great Charlotte Flair. But if you lose to me, you lose to the brand new blonde 25-year-old baby face, brand new champion, this, that, and the third. I said, she's got a point.
Right. Yeah,
so
exactly.
Now she can hold that over her head as, I did all this and you lost to me.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder if we'll touch base. Hopefully, I wonder if we'll see something happen from that tomorrow when I get to SmackDown in Fort Worth. So fingers crossed. I would love to see Tiffany in person. Maybe I don't know if she'll be in a title match or if there'll be another confrontation. I don't know if they're going to continue the storyline, but it almost feels definitive in this victory. Like I don't really see them having to revisit it. You know what I'm saying? But who knows?
I think they should wait a little before they have a rematch.
Very true. Keep Charlotte away from any other title. Let's not put her against Chelsea now, okay?
Yeah, it's kind of like when she beat when Rhea beat her. She left out the ring and she was kind of like, my work here is done.
Right.
Kind of did when she left when Tiffany won. She
left
out the ring like, you know what? My work here is done.
Exactly. All right, guys. Exactly. If you don't mind, so I do this in my Beantown Sports and then we're going to talk about the main event of the evening of night one. I always like saying that. And we'll talk about the triple threat between its clobbering time CM Punk, your tribal chief Roman Reigns, and Seth freaking Rollins.
That's right. Triple threat match. Seth Rollins, CM Punk, with Paul Heyman in his corner, and the tribal chief, the OTC, Roman Reigns.
Corner, all right.
This match exceeded expectations for sure.
Awesome. The entrance is live. Great. And they played The Fire Burns, the CM Punk's first song.
Man, I marked out on my dad's couch for that. It was cool to see that. The nice little throwback to his first ECW promo. And it was cool to see some footage from his OVW days because I know with TK owning Ring of Honor, they can't use any of that footage anymore. So thank God they had at least OVW footage they can throw in there, for throwback to see CM Punk's rise from developmental to ECW to the main roster to him leaving to him coming back. And
Paul Heyman's the one that took a chance on him.
And him finally getting the WrestleMania main event that I definitely feel like he deserved years ago. I felt like I will say this, I will die on this hill. I always felt that WrestleMania 29, the main event should have been a triple threat elimination match.
I agree 1,000%.
I don't think. I mean, Punk and Undertaker had the best
way too many rematches on that card. 29, and there
was gonna be a crowded hill that you're gonna die on.
Well, you don't think that Cena, Punk, and Rock should have been the main event at 29?
No, I said that's gonna be a crowded hill you're gonna die on.
Oh yeah, because I'm not the only one. Yeah, that should have been the main event.
Mania match was Taker's last Mania win was Taker versus Punk. What was match of the night?
And that wasn't even the main event. It could have gone on last, but it was. But it was the best match that night. But that's beside the point. He finally got his WrestleMania moment, and he had a outstanding performance. All three of them did. They told a beautiful story in the ring. And then when it came down to what we thought were the final moments of this match, and Paul Heyman choosing OTC over Punk, which we thought people were reacted, but it was almost like I kind of figured that. But then the ultimate turn where you thought Roman was finally going to get revenge on Rollins for all those years ago, for dismantling the Shield, for turning on him, and then Paul Heyman, that sneaky son of a bitch. I'll do it in JR's voice. That sneaky son of a bitch.
My God.
Hit him.
Thing is,
with
there are
that
3
little-
guarantees in life, guys. 3 guarantees in life: death, taxes, and Seth Rollins hitting Roman Reigns in the back with a steel chair.
I'd say that's pretty on brand. That's pretty on brand because, yeah, he did it again with the help of Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, the wise man, now in the corner of Seth freaking Rollins. And what a shocking turn of events that was, which led to Seth Rollins defeating Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns eating the pin. Punk didn't get – I was surprised that Roman took the pin in this one. That's 2 years back-to-back that he takes the pin in a main event at a WrestleMania. So, I mean, more power to Roman. You know, I mean, he's given his buddy the due. And that's not even the first time he took a pin from Rollins at Mania. All the way back to WrestleMania 31 when Rollins pushed in. You know, so Roman was the one that ate the pin that night too. So I am super, super excited to see what the future holds for the storyline, which now involves Braun Breaker. I know we touched on that earlier with Braun, Seth, and Paul. Who knows who gets added to this group, if there is anyone that's going to be added to the group. But I'm looking forward to the future of this storyline. It seems like it looks like we're headed towards Backlash with a possible tag team match between those 4 individuals, Punk and Roman and Braun and Seth. But, I mean,
Backlash is looking to be one of the best non-Big 4 pay-per-view cards in a long time.
Very true. Very true. Next night, WrestleMania Night 2. I talked about this earlier. I know we touched base on it. I keep repeating myself, but it's true.
Damn, that was a 5-star match, the opener.
Yes, triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. Io Sky successfully defending her title against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. What a great match, man. This crowd was hot for this match, and it definitely helped the match come across beautifully on television on my end. I'm sure and live it was
awesome with all the finishers and the turnbuckles and Io Sky doing her backstage moonsault right after Rhea Ripley had that riptide on Bianca, and then she did that back moonsault to get the win. The crowd was going crazy the whole time. A lot of people were booing Bianca though, because even though she's a face, a lot of people are jealous.
I don't understand where all this is coming. Why is Bianca being booed? I still don't get that. If anybody should have been booed, it's Rhea. Rhea was the one who carried herself into this match. You know,
who doesn't know how contracts work?
Exactly. Bianca is the only one besides Io who earned her spot into this match by winning the Elimination Chamber, but she's the one that's been getting booed the last few weeks, which I honestly don't get. I really don't get where all this recent Bianca hate has been coming from.
That's weird because the promo that Rhea cut like after she lost to Io was perfect because she was like, she wasn't blaming Bianca. She was blaming herself.
Exactly.
And next thing you know, she comes out on Raw and she did a complete turn.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you should have linked into what was going on last week. I don't know, man.
Right. Sin City Street Fight. Drew McIntyre defeated Damian Priest.
That was another great match. The crowd was going crazy, especially once the tables. There was a guy next to me that was chanting Timu Taker at Damian Priest.
That's so rude. That's so rude. Like, I don't know why people hate on Damian. I like Damian. I think he's good.
Yeah.
Imagine a match between him and Taker. Back in Taker's prime.
Oh, that would have been sick back in the day.
Yeah, it would have been sick because Damian's one of the few big guys that can actually go. And, you know, Taker has a lot of history with big guys that couldn't do shit.
Especially Giant Gonzalez at a WrestleMania. When it was in Vegas.
Alone.
Oh, God.
Leave him where he at.
And Damian had a really cool entrance with Kerry King from Slayer part of the ring. That was cool.
That was dope.
Great match, man. Overall, great match. Drew definitely needed the victory more than Damian did, so I'm glad that Drew was put over in this match.
A lot of the European guys were going crazy for Drew. I did meet Drew in WWE Roller. He was cool as shit.
That's cool. He seems like a cool dude, you know. I mean, he seems really cool.
Too.
And
Claymore to the chair was fire.
That was really cool. Because I totally forgot about the chair being stuck there until that spot. I was like, oh shit, I did forget that chair was there. Like, nice little throwback, or
That poor Spanish announcer.
You better dang well use it.
That's right. Next match, we talked about it. Fatal 4-way match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Dirty Dom.
Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, and Penta to win his first ever Intercontinental Championship.
And boy, that was a great match.
That was a great match.
Holy cow.
Top to bottom, that was a great match.
Fast-paced fatal 4-way with all 4 guys got to shine, especially showing a divide between Dom and Finn of the Judgment Day.
Yeah, for sure. Penta got to show out in his first ever WrestleMania. I was so happy for him. There's a video.
People.
Huh?
Poor Carlito got stabbed by Braun Breaker again.
Yes. Yeah,
well,
Braun Breaker
Carlito's
murder on live television.
You don't have to be worried about getting attacked by Braun Breaker anymore.
Man, I will say that. Did y'all see the video that's been going around online of the man who designed Penta's mask for WrestleMania watching Penta come out on WrestleMania? He was in tears with his family watching. I guess it's a guy that makes his masks. I guess for the longest time.
Probably.
Yeah, no, and this is his first time seeing him.
Might be doing
it. Coming out. On the grandest stage of them all, man. So it's like, oh my God, there's my work. You know what I mean?
That's
so
my praise, yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. Dirty Dom made history with this victory, becoming the second father-son duo to win the Intercontinental title behind Curtis Axel and Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig.
And Jey Uso and Rikishi, don't forget.
Oh, yeah, third family to do that. But first family to ever do it on the same show. Rey Mysterio won his first ever Intercontinental title from JBL at WrestleMania 25. Dominic wins his Intercontinental title this past weekend at WrestleMania 41 in Vegas. So they are the only father-son duo to win the title on the same show.
Dom, let me tell you. Dirty Dom. He used both, you can say both his dad's finishers to win, which was pretty special. 619 and doing the 5
splash, yeah.
Splash. I miss the late, great Eddie Guerrero so much.
Me too, man. He was my favorite wrestler growing up. I loved Eddie. But you see a lot of influence in Dom's style.
Oh, yeah.
From both
he looks like he could be either Ray or Eddie's kid.
Right. I mean, he's Ray's. But, yeah, storyline-wise, he could go both ways, I guess. Next match on the card. I know T5 feels some sort of way about this. But... Right. I think it's a good thing overall because he's been getting a lot of media attention from it, which is great. It's putting eyes on the product. Hopefully, they get a good turnout this coming Sunday at Rebellion. Joe Hendry answered the open challenge by Randy Orton. Shout out to Randy Orton. Did anyone notice his throwback gear that he was wearing?
Yeah.
Same colors to his OVW days with the little shorts. It was the same color scheme. So I noticed that right away.
It wasn't gonna, no matter who he faced, whether it was Aleister Black, Rusev, Nick Aldis, or Solo, you weren't gonna replicate that amazing match Kevin Owens and Randy Orton would be. That's probably why Drew and Damien's match was a street fight, because that would have been no holds barred. That was a 5-star match in the making.
Yeah, Randy and
might as well create a moment out of it.
Like that, yeah. But, man, Joe Hendry, that reaction he got in front of all those people.
Say his name and he appears.
Very, very huge.
Even Joe
Hendry. And then coming out with the TNA title on a WrestleMania card, his little name thing on the television screen saying TNA World Champion. It definitely is going to put more eyes on the product for TNA ultimately. And I love the recent interviews he's been doing since then. Where right before he walked out, Triple H got with Joe Hendry, and Joe Hendry said, Triple H, told me, enjoy this. This is your first one, because there's going to be more in your future. So, I mean, it's almost a guarantee Joe Hendry's coming to WWE when his TNA contract comes up. How could he not? They've been rolling out the red carpet for him every time he steps into any sort of, whether it's the Performance Center, the Royal Rumble, and now WrestleMania. He even said it. He's like, I got to be in the Royal Rumble against John Cena and CM Punk and Roman Reigns. And then I wrestled Randy Orton at a WrestleMania. in the same year within the span of 4 months. Like, Joe Hendry's like, what life is this? You know what I mean? So I'm so happy for Joe Hendry. He's getting a hell of a lot of praise lately. He had one of the most viral clips last year on social media for both WWE and TNA. So
he's probably a guy I should have met at WrestleCon.
Man. Like I'm so happy for Joe Hendry and his career trajectory lately.
Absolutely.
Bro, just 100% bypass NXT straight to the main roster. Come out there, give him the AJ treatment.
Right? Give it. Yeah, he deserves it.
The Rumble straight to the main roster.
Yeah, exactly. He don't need to go to NXT for any reason whatsoever.
Nerd.
And I've heard that, like, ever since he made that first appearance down in NXT, that they've opened the doors to him to train there anyway. So he's been going training at the Performance Center regardless. Mm-hmm. So it's not he don't need, he don't need it.
He gone.
Yeah. Next match on the card, we talk. God, I keep repeating myself. Logan Paul and AJ Styles. It was all right. It wasn't. It was what it was. Kind of like the New Day tag title match. It is what it is. It was what it was. It wasn't anything super special to me. It didn't stand out, as anything, earth shattering. It was a solid match for both. Logan Paul getting the victory was unexpected. I did not
carrying Cross coming out of nowhere.
I did not think Logan Paul was going to win. Karrion Kross, I almost half expected to be involved because he was more involved. Like T5 said, he did more for that storyline than they did.
I know.
So hopefully, like I said, it leads to AJ and Karrion having a feud because he definitely deserves. Karrion deserves a bigger platform now, man. It's time to push Karrion.
Yeah, they had words on Monday Night Raw. He was like, bro, we needed you to win. We needed you to win. You call him Alan. We needed you to win, Alan. This wasn't just for you. This was for the boys in the back, for the boys and the girls in the back. We needed you to win for this. And, bro, he was like, like he been doing the work, dog, between that and the interviews off WWE. He been sowing this, character and building this build up to the back. On the backside. And like I said, with the stuff with where he whispered to Dragon Lee and junk, you don't know what he told him. You don't know what's gonna happen next. Mm-hmm. But the stuff he did with Sammy, the stuff he did with Kofi, it's all building. And I want to see this man get some love.
Me too.
Put that man in a good story, man, with him and AJ. Come on.
Yeah. Give him an IC or US title, see how he can test the waters out.
Let him cook.
Yeah, let him cook, man. Next match on the card, Lyra Valkyria and her replacement tag team partner, the returning Becky Lynch, defeated Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for a very short reign as WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, because the very next night on the Raw after Mania, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez earned their fourth Women's Tag Team title by defeating Lyra and Becky to regain the titles, which led to Becky going apeshit, having a crash out on Lyra and just basically dominating on Lyra. So I guess that replacement of Bayley was all for that, which it sucks for Bayley.
She did come out with the women's world title last year at Mania. That was a great. If they weren't having Becky come in, that match probably would have been early in the card, and that triple threat women's match would have been second to last, if I had to guess.
Probably, yeah. But, it is what it is. It was nice to see Becky back. I got a reaction, but it just, I still feel for Bayley being left off the Mania card, for Becky.
They did that a week earlier.
Yeah, they should have did that a week earlier, exactly.
Yeah.
Main event, the big main event that we talked about. Big match, John Cena has done it. He has done it. He is now 17-time world champion, defeating the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes
17.
to win the undisputed WWE Championship at WrestleMania 41.
And holy cow, you felt like it was it gives me vibes of Cena's first Mania title defense years back in Chicago against Triple H, where the crowd flipped. The crowd started to boo Cody, except the little kids, and Cena got a lot of cheers in the crowd, despite him having that epic heel. He was right when he said, "You get nothing and like it." He just had no big entrance, just a dark with his name on it.
Yeah, I like this new he's just no more colors, just Comic Sans font, like and a black background. And John Cena in white letters. Like John Cena, the bare minimum is what you're getting. And I like the. I mean, the match it was all right. It wasn't anything super special. It wasn't anything terrible either.
Well, the thing is, last year's main event was so damn epic, once in a lifetime, that the crowd expected it to be somewhat replicated. But Stone Cold came out early to announce the attend, and boy, did he have a crash.
I don't know why anybody thought Stone Cold was going to be involved anyway. That was the furthest thought from my mind. Not at any point during this feud did I think Stone Cold Steve Austin was getting involved.
Stone Cold was going to be involved.
Yeah, who the hell was thinking that? The
internet thought that he was going to come out to save.
The internet is
Cody
weird.
From this, yeah, they are from Cena, Ross, and Travis
weird.
Scott.
No, I don't know where anyone thought that.
I was expecting The Rock to come out, but not Stone Cold.
Yeah, not Stone Cold. That was the first.
On McAfee's show for sure.
But Rock not being there, I know definitely a lot of people feel hurt the main event in a way. Especially, I don't know. I know Dave LaGreca on Busted Open is really having a hard time with this because he went off, about this, saying like you have Travis Scott come out there and make Cody look like a fool, and I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. It's a thank you title reign to all of John Cena's hard work and dedication to the WWE all these years. Yeah. That's what it is. It's a title reign.
It's not about the title reign, him losing. It's about how he lost.
Yeah, it is about how he lost.
Cody looked like a nerd, dude.
For sure.
They should have had Cody kicked out of that headshot with
y'all are both talking. Y'all are both talking. My brain. So what were you saying, T5?
Now I'm just saying they make him look like a dumb baby face. Like the dude punched you in the nuts at Elimination Chamber. It should be on site with this dude. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You had a chance when the referee was out. You had a chance, knock this dude out, beat him up. You over there hesitating for what? You ain't got no friends backstage. You know Travis. You know that already knew this dude got Travis Scott and possibly The Rock in his back pocket. You ain't got no homies backstage, bruh. They made Cody Rhodes like a complete dork. They made it do like a dumb baby face.
Yeah, I would say that. I say it did come across very, very just like, kind of like head slapping. What do you got to say about that, BMA dog?
Well, to be honest, especially how he knew he had to win last year in the rematch with Roman Reigns because Soul came out at 39, spiked him, and then Reigns spear. And if that was an excusable ending for him to lose, and then he did escape Solo with Cena coming to save him, and then obviously the whole shebang with Rock and Undertaker coming, which was mind-blowing. But the thing is, too, is they should have had, after Cena hit the chair, they should have gone on for an extra 5 minutes before they ended Mania. With Cody getting a crossroads, have Cena come out to that, and then Travis Scott coming back in, and then have Cena hit him with the title again, and then doing an F5, and then having the show end.
Regardless, I don't know why Travis Scott was the pick to be involved at all. I know he was there for Elimination Chamber, but
people did get excited when his theme song, which was Mania's theme song, Fiend, come out. Because everyone then expected The Rock to come out.
Exactly. I'm sure they did because The Rock came out to that at Elimination Chamber. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, it was a goofy ending. It was very goofy. I don't think it did Cody any favors, but ultimately I don't think it's going to hurt him too much because I think he'll still come back and the fans will still be behind him because Mania crowds are always different from, the day-to-day crowds that they always perform in front of because you get guys and gals from all over the world and they're the most hardcore of hardcore fans and they've always been or at least what WWE used to say from Bizarro world, they cheer for the baby face or they cheer for the heels and boo the baby faces and whatnot, yada yada. But With that said, I think Cody will probably end up taking some time away from the ring before coming back, which I think will keep him fresh that way. You know what I mean? It'll let him regroup, reset. And his return, I think, will be a big moment when he does come back to challenge Cena again.
Kind of like Roman Reigns last year when he took time off and solo build himself as.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking too. I mean, I think ultimately Cena will probably keep the belt until his final night in the company, if they want to keep it that long. And then maybe this rumored Ruthless Aggression Premium Live event, where it would be his final night, he does the deed and puts over Cody. If they want to prolong it that long, I don't know if Cena has the time to be champion for an extended period, but we shall see.
I want to see a Cena Punk match again.
Everything already mapped out.
That's true. Yeah, they do have the dates already mapped out. So, and then I am looking forward to our first time ever seeing a heel Cena versus a babyface Orton in St. Louis at Backlash. That should be very interesting.
Absolutely. We'll talk about an RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was good. And then Cena adding to the effect, like turning around going, oh, shit, and then getting hit. RKO. That was very nice. That was a very nice touch. Because too many times they don't react, and Cena is like, all these years spent in Hollywood, he's like, oh, no, I'm going to react to that. I'm going to give you the best performance I can right now. Mm-hmm. So good on Peacemaker for putting over Orton in a good way, and making that moment look great on the Raw after Mania. But yeah, that was WrestleMania, y'all. WrestleMania's nights 1 and 2. BMA Dog, do you want to give any your travel tips for WrestleMania for anybody who's interested in heading to New Orleans for WrestleMania 42 next year?
Absolutely. I've been very excited to tell you. My tip for all you guys watching, or you guys who want to go to, start saving now. Believe me, because you don't want to some people do, and it drives me crazy. You don't want to just go Saturday and watch Mania Night 2, fly home Monday. You want to get the Mania experience, whether you want to go into an indie show or what I personally do, save up money so you can meet one of your favorite superstars at WWE World. It ain't cheap with Fanatics running the helm. You want to save up, get one of your favorite items signed. You want to do that, trust me, because you want to make your Mania worth it, especially if you've never been before. And line up for the Superstore. Always go to Thursday World, because that's where all the full-time talents are going to be who have Mania matches. You want to go to the Superstore ASAP. I saw people like 500 pounds running with like 10 shirts and running after the exclusive CM Punk Cena Superstore figure. It was so funny to see, like Black Friday all over again.
Oh, wow.
And my advice is time it so you can breathe yourself. You don't have to do conventions every day, but definitely check out WrestleCon at WWE World, even if it's just for one day. Save up money now so you can spend. So people are like, how'd you afford it if you save up now? Or save up 2 years if you don't want to go to next year. That is my advice for everybody. Or if you want to wait 2 years from now, save up.
That's not a bad. I mean, that's nowadays. I mean, with the way things are, that's probably the best way to do it.
Yep.
But man, BMA Dog, thank you for coming up and being a part of this show, man. I'm so glad we had someone that was actually at WrestleMania that could describe what their experience was, man. I really do appreciate you taking time out and being a part of the IE Wrestling Show for today.
Maybe next year, if we save enough, we can meet up for some gumbo on Bourbon Street.
Don't tempt me, man. Oh man,
hey guys, it was a pleasure. I'll have to come again sometime. Woo!
Yeah, man. Thank you again, brother. And so shout out to BMA Dog. Please follow him on at his personal page at BMA Dog 617. That's at BMA Dog 617. And don't forget his show page for his official show, the Beantown Sports Pound. That's going to be at Beantown _ IESR. That's Beantown _ IESR. Go ahead and follow him, man, and give him a like, share, subscribe, check out his show, and just show him some love for being on the show today. We really appreciate it. T5, you got anything else to add, brother, before we say adieu to the wrestling fans of the show?
Special start time this Saturday for the Crescent City Connection, 11 Central. You figure out your time zone. 11 Central special start time just this Saturday. We got a lot to talk about. We got the draft tonight. We got the Pelicans signing Joe Dumars as the new president. Got a lot to talk about. We're going to cook. So special start time this Saturday, 11 Central. And usually it's high noon. Join me, if you will.
That's right. It'll be streaming live on X, Twitch, and the official IE Sports Radio YouTube page. At Crescent City _IE. Check that out. That's the official show page for T5's other show, the Crescent City Connection. Follow him at Who Is T Fizzle. That's his official personal page on X as well. And please follow the IE Wrestling Show again on X, Blue Sky, and TikTok. Again, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to the WrestleMania recap of the IE Wrestling Show. Please do me a favor, support up awareness page at mydailybloom.com. I'll greatly appreciate it. Check out that page. Use that promo code IEWSR and IEWSA. IEWSA to get 10% off at checkout. And please check out all of our social media platforms for IE Sports Radio. Check out our IE Sports Radio website at IESportsRadio.com. We'll see y'all next time. Thank y'all. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay happy. See y'all next time.